Reincarnated, I'm a stargazer. Life goes on, honey, and all my babies. Looking for the broccoli, I keep a horn on me, that come my seat. I keep ownership, the blueprint is by me. Let the get off, I get off at my feet. Like these niggas couldn't try me in a tri-state. Money pass, but I give them splash. Down south, know me spook town, eyes violated. I got the money and the power, won't gyrate. I look good, get the fuck out my face. Look good, but she don't got no ties. I walk in, walk out with the size.
God dog it, I was muted. Shut up,
You know,
Michael.
you know what I'm about to say, right?
No, I
You
don't
know what those
care.
buttons at the bottom do, right? You know what the
Shut
buttons at the
up.
bottom
You're being mean to me.
do. No, no.
Okay, anyway, this is my friend Michael. I was just saying hello to everybody. Chantal, Stephanie Lee, Daniel, sports highlights. My bad. You know how I always do. I always talk on mute. But anyway, this is my friend Michael. He's my real world friend. We've been friends since God, what, the 90s?
Yeah, it's been 20 something years.
Jesus in
20.
heaven.
Yeah,
It's been a long time.
I know, man.
Hey,
Sad.
UMD. So, with Alien.
Yeah. Alien Earth.
So, I came to the Alien franchise late. Hey, B Blanco. I came to the franchise late. I actually started with Alien, with Alien 3.
Oh wow, that's a
Right.
you know, hey, you know what? Actually, that might not be such a bad thing because I have gone back and seen Aliens 3.
There is nothing redeemable about Aliens 3.
Okay, once again, I'm gonna use my Halloween 3
No,
defense on
no,
this one as
uh,
well. Is
no.
that if you remove Aliens 3 from like the other Alien movies, like if you compare Aliens 3 to the other Aliens that leading up to that, then yes, it's not that great of a movie. But if you just take it on its own, it's not that bad. Like I said, the big thing is that it was just so different from the first two movies.
What do
Where
you mean it wasn't that bad?
it once
Mi-
again, this is one of
Michael,
those. This is
Michael.
one of those. Go back and watch it. Remove yourself from Aliens One, and like, okay, I tell you what. Watch Prometheus, and then watch Aliens 3, and tell me which one is
That's
better.
not fair that is
All
not
right,
fair.
watch Prometheus, and then let's have that
It's
conversation
like
after
that's like
that.
saying, watch oh crap. Damn it, I'm getting old. I lost my train of thought. You said watch Prometheus. That's like saying watch Empire Strikes Back and then watch The Phantom Menace.
Yeah,
That's
or
that's
vice
not fair.
versa. You know
That's
what I'm
not
saying?
fair.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but that's the truth. Is that like it's not as bad as you thought it was when you originally watched it because you originally watched it after like one of the greatest movies of all time was released, and you're comparing it to that. But if you remove yourself from that, it's not that bad.
Chantal
It's not
Chantal
that bad.
says Chantal said that she thinks that you would say that The Godfather is 3 if you watch it on its own. Now, surely you're
Uh,
not going to
n-
go down that path.
no, no,
Okay,
I'm not going down that path. You know what I'm saying?
thank
It's
you.
it's yeah, yeah. But I've made that defense before. You know, my biggest thing was
See there.
Halloween 3. And then you went back and watched Halloween 3 after I said that, and you was like, you know what?
I agree with you
He's
on the
kind of
Halloween
right.
3.
He's
I agree with
kind
the
of
Halloween 3. Yes, I do agree
right.
with that.
Mhm.
Okay, so how we're gonna do this format tonight, kids in the audience, is that I've got pulled up a recap that somebody did, and so y'all be aware of the story, and then we will give our review on what we personally thought. And Mike and I have not discussed this in depth, so you're gonna get our full, honest reactions.
Mhm.
All right, so let's go ahead and get this started here. Screen share. And I want to have it. I mean, that's sufficient. Okay, here we go.
Alien Earth begins as on board the US CSS Maginot, which is part of the Weyland-Yutani Corporation. The year is 2120 and this current mission has been ongoing for 65 years. The Maginot is a deep research vessel and has been collecting specimens for a good while now, both dead and alive. They're still 805 million miles out from Earth, which is roughly about 4 months away, but the crew awakens from their cryosleep to serve as exposition devices to explain the state of the world. There are 4 companies, but the new kids on the block, Prodigy, aim to change the established order of power. All of these guys are vying for power and control on Earth. Beyond that, Dynamic, one of the companies, controls the moon, while Yutani controls Mars and Saturn. The Maginot is carrying some pretty nasty specimens that we've become familiar with now. There are facehuggers, alien eggs, space slugs, and more. One of the engineers suggests they just shoot the specimens and be done with it, but Morrow, a synth, is quick to point out that's out of the question, given the core part of their mission are these very specimens. On Earth though, we get a closer look at Prodigy. They have their own research island, dubbed Neverland, off from the mainland. Boy Cavalier is the one who's running things here, who happens to be a trillionaire who's in the business of simps and cloning. His latest experiment involves moving the brain of a sick girl called Marcy into the body of a synthetic dubbed Wendy. The operation appears to be a success and a new human/synth hybrid is born. Marcy is still adjusting to her adult synthetic body though, but she can fall from great heights without injury, run super fast and could. The engineers here explain that they've tried to simulate adolescence as Wendy grows into this adult synth body. So it's not so much of a culture shock, but the reality is she's not going to feel any real emotions and won't age like everybody else. At least that's what they think. Wendy isn't alone here though, as there are other children arriving on Neverland ready to transition. The company want Wendy to serve as the big sister for these guys and guide the kids on their journey to immortality. According to Cavalier, he's chosen children specifically because they're the perfect vessel for this journey, faster than adults, and they're still growing, uttering that adult minds are too stiff. Back on board the Maginot, alarms wail across the ship. It's clear that the specimens have broken loose, shock, and the crew are being slaughtered left and right. One of the simps we saw earlier, Morrow, sends a report back to Earth about the breakout before hiding out from the xenomorph. A collision with Earth is imminent, and with the xenomorph on the loose, that's not good news for us. Whether Morrow orchestrated the specimens to break out or exactly how this occurred is still unclear given we've cut forward in time, but he does sacrifice the other crew members to the alien all the same. Over in New Siam, Prodigy City, Wendy has become obsessed with a guy called Joe. He works with Prodigy as a first responder and she watches him on the monitors. The reason for this fascination stems from the past. Now Joe is actually Marcy's brother from back in the day, and after the synth process, Prodigy told him that Marcy died. However, Wendy is still very fond of her brother, and given she still has her child brain inside this adult synth body, her idolization of her brother continues to influence her personality. However, everybody here is thrown straight into panic when the Maginot crash lands in the heart of the city. Among the first responders, who will go in with guns and weaponry, is Joe. The group immediately heads to the crash site and look for survivors. On board the ship, they find bodies all over the place, but one that's managed to survive here is Morrow. He immediately speaks to Mother, the AI on board the ship, to alert Weyland HQ that they've been boarded. He's heading for the armory and intends to wait for backup. However, he soon comes across a couple of first responders, Hoyt and Anand, in the lab. There's a pretty grim scene of a creature slithering into the suit of one of the men, but Morrow doesn't see this. In fact, he holds them up at gunpoint, forcing them to drop their weapons and tying them to one of the pipes. Unfortunately, this bug attacks while they're incapable of moving and kills them both. The other group include Rashidi, Siberian, and Joe, whose nickname is Hermit, and they find the cryo chamber and evidence of a chest burst. They don't see the facehugger in an adjacent chamber though, and head off to investigate further. While Wendy is in the middle of various tests, she notices footage playing of Joe heading to the crash site and heads in to see Boy Cavalier. Despite the simp still being in the prototype phase and Atomines being completely against this, Cavalier's idea and sends her and the Lost Boys into the crash site. Wendy is determined to save her brother no matter what, which is where episode 1 comes to an end. So Alien Earth gets off to a pretty interesting start here, serving as a prequel and taking place 2 years before the events of the original.
All right. So, what is your thoughts on Alien Lord? For those of you who don't know, Alien Earth is a TV show that's been out for about a month now that's streaming on Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're just discussing the show. So the first show, I'm trying to take this off. I hate this. All right. So the first name of the show, the show title is Neverland.
Mm-hmm.
Because they love Peter Pan.
Well, it's also the whole thing of like, hey, these children are never gonna grow up. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though you stuck them in these adult bodies, they're still kids. And that shows through the rest of the show with the decisions that they make throughout the series. Is that, like I said, even though they're grown people, or they have the bodies of grown people, they still act like children. And like a lot of them have like a lot of the mannerisms of the children, like the black dude and the Indian dude. Like they are just straight up kids. You know what I'm saying? Like they're scared they're gonna get in trouble because there's a guy dead over here. You know what I'm saying? It's like stuff like
But let's save those two idiots
that. Yeah, foreshadowing
for the
people,
next.
foreshadowing.
Yeah, good God. Well, anyway, I did like the when the show came on. I did like that it was a call back to an homage to the original Alien from '79.
Yes.
And it had the same sounds. The Maginot looked a whole lot like the
Yeah.
Nostromo.
But I do have something to
Um,
say about that because I have the same.
mhm.
I don't know if I actually like it, or
Hey,
or
Kayla.
or that or I'll say I don't hate it as much as I make it sound like I hate it. But like Star Wars and to a lesser extent Star Trek sort of has the same sort of problem, is that these franchises were created in like the 70s, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they were using the technology of their time. But now a
Right.
lot of that stuff that they have in there, it looks outdated, and they've done their best to sort of like
Mm-hmm.
make it so that it's like, yeah, it's outdated looking, but it still looks kind of fresh. And it's that it's kind of jarring to me, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, like you look at like the monitors in Alien, you know what I'm saying, they're still using the
Mm-hmm.
monochrome monitors. When we have like 4K high definition monitors nowadays, you're telling me 100 years in the future that they're still using monochrome monitors for important space missions? You can go into space, but you
It's
can't have a
it's
4K
it's
monitor.
possible. What it's possible. Listen, as
I
far
need to
as
zoom
the
my camera out a little bit
timeline
more so you can see this. You know what I'm saying? A little bit better.
and listen,
Hmm. Go ahead.
God, what was I about to say? I don't
Yeah.
remember. Oh, yeah. I feel what you're saying, but within the timeline of the lore, it was 2 years before the
Right.
Nostromo. So yes, even though intellectually I know that this was created, 40 something
Hmm.
years ago, and the technology from 40 years ago would not be the technology in what
Yeah.
2400 or whatever
Yeah.
year it is in the
Uh-huh.
future. So I get it. However, I just loved that I mean, if it's not broke, don't
I
fix
mean,
it. So
the
all the
aesthetic is
sounds and
fine,
of
but
Alien,
it just rubs
yes.
me the wrong. And like I say, I don't hate it as much as I make it sound, but it is kind of jarring to be like, saying, like, once
Hey,
again,
James.
if you like, a good example of this is like, if you're watching Star Wars and they still have vector graphics on their monitors, it's like, oh my
Okay.
god, like,
Now,
please.
I'm a little, like airheadish when we talk about stuff like this. What is a
All
vector
right, so
monitor?
vector monitor is mainly like, hey, they don't really show a picture. The monitor is only really designed to show lines. And so, like, so,
Oh,
like,
okay,
basically, if you
okay,
remember, like, old school asteroids, that's basically like a vector
yeah.
monitor, where it's like, it's only really designed to draw lines from one spot to the other, but through magic, your brain is, putting the picture together so that what's actually going on. But once again, we're so far in the future, but we can't have 4K monitors, you know. We got monochrome monitors, you know.
Well, but we have synthetics, we have
Yeah,
cyborgs, and we
and
have
no 4K
hybrids.
monitors. Even the TV screens that they're looking at for security cameras aren't in 4K. Like, come on, man. Come on.
That would be lore breaking, even though they
400
did
years in the future,
lore
we lost the
breaking.
technology to make 4K monitors. Okay, thank you.
Well, and another thing is that only four companies, because this was a social commentary as well. So only four companies control like the
Hmm.
world, and Wayland Yutani controls like Saturn and Mars. Boy Cavalier and his corporation called
Hmm.
Prodigy, they control, I guess, Earth.
Well, I think it's like
And there's
I
two.
think what it was that they own a portion of Earth, and I think more specific, they were like
Mm,
more the Asian Earth, because I think Wayland and them, they control like what would be considered, the Americas.
oh, I
Yeah,
see. Yeah. So it was a whole lot of social commentary about um, the the tech
yeah.
trillionaires, and Boy Cavalier. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is he not a a combination of Zuckerberg and Elmo?
Yeah, of course, he is the personification of the tech bro. You know what I'm saying? He is the
Mm-hmm.
personification of the tech bro. He thinks he's the smartest person in the room. You know what I'm saying? He may have done good things in the past, and now he believes that everything that
Doubtful.
he does is 100%. Well, he has to have done something to get to the point where he is by the time in the show. And they do say, a lot of the stuff that he does, but saying it's the fact that that's how the tech bros are, just to get off into the little small politics. But, like, they were successful, and they feel like, hey, you know because I was successful at this one thing, I whatever I say or think or do now, I'm 100% correct on. Yeah,
Like
like today. I
today.
mean, like I
Yes.
said, you just basically said he's basically like Zuckerberg and Elon, what I'm saying? And how do we get
Mm-hmm.
Doge? Because Elon believes that what he believes is the way it's supposed to be, and it blew up in his face, you know what I'm saying? So,
So Chantal said Alien always had a blue collar vibe to it. The crew is expendable to the company, and the ships are not
yeah,
high
yeah.
tech.
Yeah,
What do you
because
think?
the first movie,
Mm-hmm.
everybody basically dubbed that crew as space truckers. You know what I'm saying? They were just
Right,
hauling
right.
cargo, just minding their own business. So yeah, they're
Mm-hmm.
always they've always been sort of blue collars. Like, even the Marines in 2, you can consider those blue collarish, you know.
Of
But it
course.
is the whole thing of late stage capitalism, where it's like, hey, what I'm saying, like even in this show, fast foreshadowing episode 2, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You got the guys cleaning up down there with the aliens, and then you have the rich folks up there partying with their makeup on, you know what I'm saying? And they not
Mm-hmm.
caring about what's going on in the world around them. They just wanted to have their little party. Hmm.
Mm-hmm. So,
Hmm.
Wendy, what do you think of
I
Wendy's
like Wendy's
character?
character. Uh, because she is sort of like the
Don't you dare
what?
say it. You better not. You better not say that she's like the new
No,
Whitney or something.
no.
You better
See,
not even.
let me
Oh,
finish my statements. Okay. So,
okay.
like I said, she is the. If you look at the spectrum of all of the Lost Boys, she basically falls in the middle. You know what I'm saying? She is. You know what I'm saying? She's not super childish. You know what I'm saying? Like the Indian dude and the black dude, but she's not super serious like the redhead and the dark headed lady. You know what I'm saying?
The
Well, the
redhead was
redhead was a
crazy.
psychopath, foreshadowing. But yeah, but the thing is that she was that good balance. Like out of all of the lost kids, you know what I'm saying, she was the most adult of the children. Yes.
The Mary Sue.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess she'd be a Mary Sue. But I mean, she has a good reason. I mean, like most of the time people use that as a derogatory term, but I think she earned the light that she got.
No,
She's not a Mary Sue in like,
listen.
saying old girl from Star Wars, but because like I said, over the course of the show, you get to know her and you get to actually like her. It's not like we just like her off the top because we're supposed to like her. I like it.
No, I would disagree. I would disagree with that. I would say not everybody who has been watching the show, who's been on the ride with Wendy,
Hmm.
likes Wendy. I personally cannot stand her. She's annoying
And you're
as
also a hater,
hell.
so
So
your opinion doesn't mean much to me.
whatever,
There you go. There you go.
whatever. So the thing about Wendy that I disliked is, like I said, she's a
Hmm.
Mary Sue. Um, and then she was with her face annoyed me.
What do you mean? I thought she was a nice looking lady.
that
What are you talking about?
that haircut with the
Once again,
bangs up
she's a child.
here.
Yeah, even though she's in an adult body, she has the haircut of a child. All of them do. All of them
Are
do.
we?
Like, go back and look at all the haircut. Like, the dark haired lady is the only one that you
Hey,
could say
Vicky,
probably has a decent haircut. Everybody else has a haircut that
the who?
you was rocking when you was like 11 years old.
Anyway, and I don't. I think that Wendy is. She doesn't really have a character arc though. She goes from being a little kid to the
Hmm.
bionic woman, and then she's super bitch or something.
But isn't that an arc? It, like in and of that self, is that an arc? You started off one place, you ended up in another place. That's an arc. Once again, I need to zoom this camera out.
So Wendy's a little girl. Her name is Marcy. So Marcy has
Hmm.
cancer, and so Boy Cavalier is saying that he does all this technology with synthetics and all these other cloning and stuff like that. And so this is his new
Hmm.
project, downloading the human mind into a android or a synthetic uh,
Hmm.
creature. So if we have the technology to transfer her consciousness
Hmm.
over, why wouldn't they have the technology to mentally let them grow or evolve? Like Data did in
Yeah.
Star Trek. He was able to evolve over his programming up until he
But
got the
also,
chip.
well, I mean, it could be a thing of like that will happen in time. But for right now, it could be. But also, the other thing is that like like I said, as much as they look human, they're still robots, so they don't feel anything. They don't even have emotions. They just have a program that simulates emotions.
Pause.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Because I think
So,
at one point they say
you
like,
know
"Oh,
what?
you're not really mad." I think it was some kind of emotion. They was like, "Oh, you're not really mad. We're just simulating your hormones for you, to make you feel that way."
Yeah, some mess
Mhm.
like that. But you can't you can't say that the machines didn't have
I mean,
feelings.
like I said, it's debatable. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
It's the okay.
but
Let's pause. Let's pause that. That's
because once again,
debatable.
it's the thing of,
Uh,
do they really have emotions, or do they have AI that believe that they have emotions? Like, they probably believe they have emotions, but they probably don't have emotions for real, for real.
let's go on to the next one. But anyway, basically, Wendy gets her. The Marcy turns into Wendy, and she's like the pet of the facility. Um, she's got access to everything, and they're like,
Hmm.
yeah, let's go ahead and what could go wrong? Let's let her go out there. So she has
Hmm.
access to everything, and she's trying to, I guess, reconcile that she's no longer, 10 and sick. And
Uh-huh.
so this is her, you know, experiencing finally being feeling good. And then you can, jump off a cliff.
Yeah. I mean, you'd feel the same way if you was sick all your life, and
I am
then
sick all
all of
my
a
life.
sudden, well, okay. Well, what if you woke up the next day and you had the nice, healthy body that you could, run a 2-minute mile in,
I've never had that
Bang.
type of body, period.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But if you did, you'd be that happy.
All right. So this is episode 2 recap.
Episode
Hmm.
2 of Alien Earth begins with Joe, Siberian, and Rashidi heading deeper into the ship. They come across a medbay with evidence of crew members dying from suffocation. There's further evidence of chest bursters too, and while Siberian is quick to move them along, Joe knows this is bad news. Specifically because it means the foreign bodies they were infected with means the possibility of aliens. The group press ahead all the same though, descending the stairwells until a xenomorph attacks. Joe manages to evade the xenomorph, scrambling for an elevator where he hides out, but in the process he ends up separated from Rashidi and Siberian. This couldn't have come at a worse time.
So basically, I'm going to just jump in here. So basically, Wendy has a brother. The brother believes that Wendy has died because, like I said, she was sickly. And I don't know if the parents gave her away or if,
Yeah. They
okay, the
said
parents,
that the parents gave them up.
okay. So the parents gave him up for her to get cured at the secret facility that Prodigy owns. While Wendy is there, she's having memories and flashbacks of her brother. Her brother just so happens to be working for Prodigy as a search and rescue worker. So that's what they're talking about. So Wendy is trying to reconnect with her brother, and so she's able to hack into the computers and see everything that the brother's doing. Wild stuff is happening. So yeah, let's continue.
As Joe, a day earlier, actually wanted to quit his job. Flashbacks flesh out more of this as Wendy watches her brother and somehow manages to rewrite the code on the bot he's speaking to, given she's watching him while Cavalier and the others are watching her, but it's not explained how she managed to do this, and unfortunately this hack doesn't stick. Joe's request to leave is also denied. On Neverland, Dame Sylvia listens to the different children give testimonies about their dreams and desires for the future on her computer. She sees their achievements.
James Sylvia is the mother figure of this story because all of these androids are children mentally. And so she has positioned herself as the friendly face. She's soft spoken and she seems that she really loves and cares for these um, children. But I would say her devotion and care and love is not genuine because otherwise, I don't believe that she would have done this if she was, really a caring, benevolent individual.
Well, I would say this. I don't think it's 100%, but I think it's a good mixture of like it's an 80-20 mix. You know what I'm saying? Because like, yeah, when it really went down, she sided with the corporation, you know what I'm saying? But all through the rest of the show, she was siding with the kids. And maybe she just knew what the retaliation was if she said, she went against them. But, overall, she was looking out for the kids. She just may not have been 100% dedicated to the cause.
So was she,
Like I
you
said,
said
80.
80-20, so she was 80% dedicated to the kids?
Yeah, 80% dedicated to the kids.
Oh, okay.
As ending death, and now she wants to make things better and improve their quality of life. Cavalier, though, has a different way of thinking. His whole motivation here has been to talk to somebody smarter than he is, and, specifically,
Look at this doofus.
But once again, like I said, the tech bro, the asshole tech bro that you just want to just punch in the face, There
And
you
he
go.
has a punchable face.
He has the most punchable face in this show.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
And I think that he also has some cognitive issues. I guess they're trying to say, hey, Bozzy. I guess they're trying to say that he has Asperger's, since that's the highest functioning, I guess, genius
Yeah.
on the spectrum.
Mhm.
But he was really unlikable. He was really annoying. There were no redeemable characters. I mean, qualities about this character, Boy Cavalier.
Mhm.
armed with wisdom. Cavalier wants to debate with someone that will blow his mind, and he's hoping that Wendy will scratch that itch. Now, Wendy and the Lost Boys touch down, and most of the group head aboard and investigate the ship. Smee and the others find that horrific.
So what has happened is the ship, what is it? The
Is it Nordstrom?
No, that's the Nostromo.
Oh,
The name of the ship is the Maginot.
it's the Maginot. Yeah, the Maginot.
Yeah, thank you. The Maginot. So the Maginot crashed into Prodigy's territory. And so the Wendy has been following the brother along. She sees the crash and she's like, hey, let's go and search for help and search for survivors, because she really was trying to, search for her brother. So all these
She was just spying on him because she knew where he was, but she was just spying on him the whole time.
Right.
Yeah.
And so so they have spent all this money. They got these other children. They've been placed into their bodies, and they're named after the Lost Boys, slightly, and just names of characters I didn't even care about. So, but there's a bunch of them, and they have the mind of like a 12-year-old, and they're like, yeah, go out and help with a search and rescue just a few hours after creation, after they got transferred into the bodies. Then
I don't think it was like I think they said that they had been online for a while. Like I said, I think there's a time skip from the time that they get put in to the time of this happen. It's not a long time skip,
there
but
shouldn't be no
saying
skip.
they do sort of imply that there is some kind of time between the time that they got put in to the time that the events happen.
Okay.
Space bug from episode 1 in the lab, along with a strange eyeball with tentacles.
Now this right here, the Teocellus, is one of the new creatures in the universe. The Teocellus. It's basically a big eyeball with a bunch of little eyeballs around it and tentacles like a octopus. It's really, really badass.
He kind of like, for something that doesn't really do much of anything, it kind of steals the show.
It's really an interesting creature, and
Mhm.
he deserved a lot more screen time.
Mhm.
But Teocellus, what he would do is he would, the way that he would take control of you is he would jump on you. He would go and he would snatch your eye out. He would then insert himself with the antennas going in, and that would rewire your brain, and he would take over your body like Walking Dead.
Yeah.
All right.
is species 64, and it's not particularly pleasant. They managed to capture it under a metal container, but it's definitely touch and go for a while. Elsewhere, Wendy and Slightly, another child synth, go on ahead to extract Joe. All the while, Wendy keeps hearing a strange buzzing sound in her ears. Now, Yutani CEO speaks to Cavalier in the midst of this and wants to bring in a team to extract their specimen. Predictably, Cavalier is not budging and he plays hardball, deciding to get their lawyers involved. He wants what's on the ship for himself, and he watches the Simps intently as they explore. Joe eventually finds himself right in the middle of a xenomorph massacre as it follows our titular character out the elevator into a big party with a bunch of rich people. The xenomorph obliterates everybody, and Joe is the only one who prevents the xenomorph from killing him outright. Surprisingly, it's Morrow who manages to catch up to the alien first, and he shocks it into submission. He does the same to Joe though, before shooting the xenomorph with a strange gel that causes a cocoon to grow around it. At the elevator shaft,
How in the hell can you? How can you freeze a xenomorph? I mean, like,
All right, now this is one that I'm gonna have to sort of agree with you on this one because there later on in the show, it's like, hey, we're gonna put this thing in cryostasis, and it's like, no, cryostasis doesn't do anything to this thing.
it
Yeah,
doesn't
you know what I'm
work.
saying? Uh, yeah, I mean, but once again, the man said plot armor. The plot armor kicked in. You know what I'm saying? We got to have some kind of plot
Yeah.
armor. We can't kill everybody off in the second episode. We still got six more episodes to go.
So he's the MacGuffin.
Uh, I think the alien
He's the
becomes the
MacGuffin.
MacGuffin at that point, right? Yeah.
Which one?
The yeah, the
Xeno?
xenomorph or the
Mm.
eggs. No, the eggs become the MacGuffin. That's what it is. But
Oh,
right
okay.
now, you know what I'm saying? So like for people who hadn't seen the show, I know one of the complaints that somebody was saying about the show is that like, hey, you know, you don't see a whole lot of aliens chasing and killing folks. Well, this is one of the good episodes where it's just aliens running around killing folks. So, you know what I'm saying?
And it will be the last
No,
episode.
the second to
that-
last episode was, you know, some aliens
Oh,
running around killing
okay.
folks.
Well, then we'll say a decent episode that had the more appropriate tone and
Mhm.
pace. Like shit was
Yeah.
happening. So, but then we get to later episodes, shit stopped. Like we're gonna talk and talk and talk for hours.
Well, that's where the drama
before
comes in.
something
Because
happened. There was
you
no
can't
drama.
just have aliens running around killing folks all for 8 hours straight. That would be boring just as well.
Why? What's the name of the show?
But you know what I'm saying?
No. What's the name
I
of the
know
show?
what the name of the show is, and like I said,
Okay, what's the name
it's
of the
Alien
show?
Earth. And you expected that.
Okay.
And hold on, I would say
Alien.
this. I expected that as well. I expected it to just basically be an alien running amok on Earth, and what are we gonna do about it? You know what I'm saying? But that ain't what we got.
Exactly.
And I actually think this turns out pretty darn good if you ask me. If you ask me.
I would say that I was still firmly on board with episode 1 and
Yeah.
2. I was still excited.
I was on board.
more soldiers arrive and hold Morrow up at gunpoint. This allows the xenomorph to burst free and massacre everybody, except Morrow. The xenomorph and Morrow are gone by the time Slightly and Wendy arrive, and they follow the blood inside, where they find Joe is awakened and is currently reminiscing over baseball.
Are you stupid or something?
Until Wendy shows. They convince Joe to go with them, and he tags along for the time being as they make it back on the ship. When he learns that Marcy has been put inside this synth body, Joe wrestles with the truth and eventually believes her when Wendy remembers core memories that only Marcy would have had. Back in the lab, Kirsch connects to the computer and learns more about this research vessel. He notices a holding area with eggs on the monitor and sends Poor Smee down alone to investigate. However, he also messages for Wendy to head to the front of the ship to secure the cargo with Smee too. The group do just that and head to the front of the ship, where they find various alien eggs on the ground. However, the xenomorph returns and grabs Joe and throws him off the edge of the ship to the depths, prompting Wendy to rush after him, which is where episode 2 comes to an end. So Alien Earth continues to chug along here, and
So they go to search for Joe, and it just so happens that all of the parts of the building, like the ship, hit it in such a way that there are automatic walkways through through levels of automatic walkways. It fell, and then there is a, let me see. So yeah, so it just, the ship crashed into the building, and then you just have whole walkway.
No, well, okay, like
Just
think about
just
the
perfect. A perfect
it
walkway.
wasn't all perfect. Like think about the stairs, you know what I'm saying? The stairs was pretty cool because they had to jump from
So they were intact
they know they were
stairs.
like you had to jump from one side to the other, you know what I'm saying? Like you do in like video
Oh, okay.
games and stuff.
Oh,
hmm
okay.
But like
Hmm.
I said, once again, you do have to make some concessions. It can't be 100% destroyed because then you don't really have a good show at that point.
What do
Huh?
you mean? Oh, oh, you talking about the you talking about the
No,
I
I'm
don't
just
remember.
talking about just the. Are you talking about just the structure of the buildings and the ship after the crash? Yeah,
Yes, yes,
and
the
that's what
structure
I'm
building
saying.
structure.
Like
Yes.
there is enough destruction that you realize, yeah, shit is fucked up. But at the same time, if you can't have people who can walk down the hallway no time at all, yeah, that's not gonna be a good
Mm.
show.
Well, this was a situation where, have you ever watched a movie and you were like, I'm rooting for the sharks? Like you saw Jaws and bunch of people were in the water dying, and you're like, these characters are so
hmm
stupid. They're so unlikable. I want the sharks to eat them. I really wanted Joe, especially Joe, to have been killed in this
I don't think
episode.
we get any unlikable people this early. Now, there are some people who are unlikable that show up.
Boy
Yeah,
Cavalier.
yeah, of course. I mean, like the whole Prodigy staff, you know, saying kind of get their comeuppance. But like I said, the right here, everybody is still cool. Everybody is good. I'm not looking for anybody to get killed, except maybe the cyborg on the other side or whatever. But he can't get killed because he has to make the rest of the show work too. So you know, uh so, like I said, right now everybody's still cool in my books. I have no problem with everybody making it out alive, which they do. So, yeah.
Again, how an alien, the the first xenomorph killed everybody within a few
Yeah.
hours, a whole ship.
Now he killed.
But
I mean, he goes wild in the building. He goes up to the rich people
but
and
he
just
didn't kill
yeah. But once again,
he need to
they
kill
have
the
plot
people that
armor.
need killing.
They have plot armor. The people who don't get killed are the people who have plot armor. So the brother don't get killed. The hybrids don't get killed. The cyborg doesn't get killed. But everybody else is on the plate. You know what I'm saying? The xenomorph rolls up on you and you're just done. You're just done.
Not not necessarily. The xenomorph's been leaving meat on the table.
But once again, this is one of those issues that I have with the xenomorphs. Is that, like I said, they seem to kill just for sport. Right? They don't eat anything that they don't quote unquote eat anything that they actually kill. Like they'll kill a dude and then move on to the next dude to kill that dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? If it was like a lion or something like that and they kill a gazelle, they gonna chill right there at that gazelle and finish that gazelle off before they move on to the next gazelle. The alien just kill a dude, move
No,
on to
because
the next dude, kill a dude, and keep on going.
no, in Alien 3, when he was
Oh, the
chasing those
bad one.
prisoners down in, yes, the god awful one, which was still better than the rest of them.
No. Oh, yeah, it's better than Prometheus and damn, what's the other one? Covenant. Woo.
Covenant,
Jeez.
Alien versus
Yeah.
Predator,
Yeah.
those
Well,
count.
I've never been so disappointed in my life seeing that Alien versus Predator movie. I paid good money in the theaters to see that, and I walked.
We was
Yeah,
together.
okay. If that's what the case, then yeah, I was. Woo. Maybe that's what it really was. I think I probably bought both of our tickets at the time, and I was like, man, I ain't never been
Hmm.
this disappointed in the movie in my entire life because I had high hopes for that movie.
I thought, yeah, like again, aliens versus predators. There's gonna be aliens and
Hmm.
predators going
Yeah.
at it. But
No.
no, the alien
Yeah.
and Earth. I expect aliens to be on the Earth tearing up a city or
Yeah.
something. Not the spaceship,
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
alien. He should have been gone.
But like I said, it is what
Okay.
it is.
All right. So basically, Wendy and the little freaks, the Lost Boys, go to try and save, look for survivors, and then save the brother. Boring Joe, a sleepy Joe, and God, what? It was another, a setup
Yeah.
episode.
I don't think this
It was
isn't
another
more
setup.
of a setup episode like the first one. I mean, like this is one of the few episodes where it's kind of like action packed throughout. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the first episode
Hmm.
was definitely a setup episode. Second episode is an action packed episode. Then like third and fourth are like set up for the drama that's supposed to go on in the show, you know.
But I did love Kirsch,
Yeah.
Kirsch, Kirsch. That's the gray-haired guy that came up on the screen, played by Timothy
The- I
Oliphant. I
know the
think is
guy
his
from
name.
Justified. That's how I know him from. The guy from Justified.
And so he is a synthetic,
Yes.
right?
But he's like the old school
Yeah,
synthetic.
like Bishop
Yeah.
and Ash.
hmm And that's why
Yes.
I think that's where
Um,
that his jealousy comes from. You know what I'm saying?
who's
Well,
jealousy?
once again, foreshadowing for later on. When him and the black dude is talking, it's like, how does it feel to be obsolete by your own creator? You know what I'm
Oh, I
saying?
see.
And
I
that's
see.
when
I
kind of
see.
everything goes downhill, or that's when it seems like he really
Hmm.
takes that villain turn. Or
Oh, Vicky, this show just came out like a month ago. It's streaming on Hulu.
hmm
So that's why I'm, playing the recap and then discussing it because I know I'm aware that some of y'all have never seen this or may not even be into Alien. Where's Paisley?
well, if you're
Oh,
not
come here,
into
Munchkin.
aliens as a whole, I still think this is a good show. This is a great show. If you like any kind of sci-fi shows, I highly suggest you watch Aliens Earth. And if you want
Dang
to
it,
get
Paisley.
caught up with the aliens, I would stick with like the first two, go with Aliens, and then like the last one that they just released, Alien Romulus. That was a good fun time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The rest of them, like I said, I give three its props, but I know don't everybody feel that way, you know. So
There's no
the
props for
rest of them are
three.
kind of garbage. Four, okay, I'm gonna say this. Four is one of those so bad it's kind of good movies. Like if you know you going into it that it's a shitty movie, you can have some fun with that movie. But like, don't go in there thinking like, oh, Aliens 4 is gonna be like Alien. I just finished watching Aliens and I'm finna watch Aliens 4. Man, we about to have us a good time. Don't go in there thinking that. Just know that Aliens 4 is one of them bad movies that's so bad it's good, and you will have a good time with that movie. You know what I'm saying?
The only thing that's redeemable about that movie was Sigourney Weaver was in there
Yeah.
as Ripley. That was the only thing that kept that
But that's
movie
what I'm saying.
together.
Like the basketball scene was corny, but I like that. You know what I'm saying? The aliens fight killing each other to escape. That was corny, but I like
Hey,
that. Like I
T-Rex.
said, there's a lot of stuff in Aliens 4 that's once again is so bad it's good. You know, you know what I'm saying? Once again, if you go in knowing that it's not a good movie, it's not gonna be a good movie. Okay. You know it's not gonna be a good
At
movie.
all.
But it's gonna be so bad it's good.
No,
Yeah,
no, no, no.
yeah. Now Prometheus and Covenant, they're just bad. Just straight up bad. Just snooze fest. Hmm
Mm-hmm. Okay. You still comfortable on my lap? he likes to squirm a lot. Okay, so we are gonna go to episode 3. I might do just like up to episode 4, and then we can come back and do 5 through
it's
8.
fine.
Because I don't want to be on here for like
It's
10,000
fine.
years.
It's fine. And I think episode 4 is a good stopping point because episode 5 is kind of like.
That's the best show
You know
out
why
of
it's
the
the best
season.
show out of the
Episode
season?
5.
Because it's basically Alien.
Because it's aliens.
Somebody said, hey, here's the script to Alien. Why don't we just reshoot it?
Yeah, and
edit it down to an hour.
We're gonna make a 2
There you
movie
go.
hour.
That's why episode
And
5 is so good, because they just basically said, hey, why don't we just take the best Alien, one of the best Alien movies out there, and just redo it.
But make everybody stupid.
Everybody was kind of, I mean, they were kind of stupid. They weren't as stupid.
They weren't as stupid as
there's a level
the
of
Covenant.
Once again, the Covenant and Prometheus, there's no excuse for the stupidity that goes on in those movies. Like, holy crap.
Oh, absolutely, T-Rex. I will definitely. Oh, Halloween. God. Halloween. I don't even understand the timeline anymore.
That's right.
That whole Thorn thing. Oh man. And then what is it? 4, 5, and 6 no longer canon. We just ignore those. And then and then we ignore, well, then Season of the Witch didn't count because it's not really. So then the H2O and God, I don't even know. That was ignoring 4, 5, and 6. Because remember, Lori had a daughter, Jamie. That was the 4, 5, and 6. And then H2O, she had a son. Like Jamie just disappeared. And I'm glad that she did, because there was no point in that anyway. So, and then the new Halloweens, well, then you got to count the Rob Zombie ones.
Do you? Once again, I need to listen. Do you? That, like I said, I did put it in the camera. Do you?
I liked one though. The first one, the second one was y'all could have not did that one. Okay, but then the newer ones are Halloween Begins and Ends. They start after 2, and everything else is out. Even the story with Jamie in the school and had Michael in the Michael killed her off in the mental hospital. Laura's supposed to be dead. How is she back? Okay, anyway, let's get to 3.
Episode 3 of Alien Earth begins with Wendy rushing down alone to save Joe from the xenomorph. While this is going on, Kirsch and his group begin containing the specimens and piecing together exactly.
So that's Kirsch right there. That one of the coolest characters on the show.
That's my boy.
What happened. For now, they suss that the crew lost control, but not much else other than that. Now, one of the crew members we haven't seen much of yet, Nibs, wonders why.
So this is the crazy redhead we were talking about earlier. Make sure y'all smashing that like button whether you come in or out.
They're all called the Lost Boys, giving half of them are actually girls. She's also not happy that Wendy gets to be Wendy, but the others riff on their own names too. Curly joins in here, but they're interrupted by Kirsch getting a call from Boy Cavalier. He confirms that this is no longer a rescue mission, but instead he wants the children to collect and contain the 5 species and bring them to the quarantine lab they have in the sublevels on Prodigy. As for Wendy, she finds Joe alive and kicking with a couple of cuts. He's stuck to the wall in some sort of alien glue, but this is all a trap by the xenomorph. It shows up but doesn't attack them, I guess realizing that these are the main characters, and
How does the xenomorph come in and see Wendy taking the brother out of the cocoon thing, and then he walks off?
Let me explain to you one more time about this concept called plot armor. You can't kill off the main characters in the third episode because, like I said, you ain't got no more episodes after that. So the plot armor.
Then
Can't you
what
see
was
how
the
thick
point?
that plot
Why
armor
did
is on them? Keep on going. Keep on
yes?
going.
Eventually jumps onto the roof of this trailer, deciding to attack this way instead. Now Wendy pierces it with a sword, but it bleeds acid through the floor. However, it then stabs Joe through the heart and throws him across the floor. Wendy saves her brother though, fighting with the
Good.
xenomorph by hooking its mouth before the pair work together and trap it in a hangar bay. However, the xenomorph throws Wendy in with it. Joe meanwhile opens a control box and bites the wires, hot wiring the door so it reopens again. He needn't have bothered though, given Wendy manages to kill the xenomorph, decapitating the alien with a knife and leaving it an acidic mess.
She decapitated the xenomorph.
That's badass. I mean, I don't even know if that's possible, but that's badass.
She decapitated the
Yeah.
xenomorph.
I don't think that could be possible,
The
but
xenomorph.
it's badass.
With a
It ain't
knife.
even a knife. It's just the little edge of the little paper slicer like my mom used to have in her classroom. Now, them bitches is sharp, but they ain't that sharp. Come on now. Come on.
It decapitated the
Also,
xenomorph.
there are plenty of times where she used that to stab stuff. It has no edge on it. It has no edge at the tip like that. You know what I'm saying? Literally impossible. Once again, I'm taking the miracle roll on this. I'm talking about the nitpicky stuff. Is that like, yo,
Okay, good.
she shouldn't have been able to do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how thick the plot armor is. Do they make plot weapons? Is that what it is? You had the plot armor and the plot
Yeah, that.
weapons. You know.
Mm-hmm.
As Wendy passes out due to a dribble of her own blood, Joe does the same, but given he was stabbed in the gut, his injuries are far more severe. Now Morrow soon shows up at the front of the ship where he finds the
Morrow, that's the
That's
synthetic.
cyborg.
No, that's the cyborg from the
Yeah.
Maginot. This is the other interesting character on the show.
alien eggs. Now Smee and Slightly are messing about here and are caught off guard when they see him. Morrow doesn't tie them up though, but they watch as Morrow transfers the data from the bay into his head. He knows they're synthetic and asks Slightly when is a machine not a machine. It seems to affect him so, but Slightly tries not to let on that he's rattled. Kirsch soon shows up though and takes control of the situation, but when one of the eggs opens, Morrow decides to jump off the ship rather than being captured by Prodigy. We then jump forward in time. Prodigy contain the crash site, take the specimens with them, and bundle both Joe and Wendy on stretchers to Neverland. Siberian and Rashidi are here too, having regrouped with the others.
Say one thing, and this was
Go
actually
ahead.
in episode 2. Once again, here's the nitpicky thing, or once again, I know the answer is plot armor, but there was a part in episode 2 where the alien rose up on was Morrow. Is that what his name is? The black dude.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the
Morrow.
alien rolls up on Morrow, and like I said, I understand why he doesn't go after the hybrids because they're not real humans. But he's a cyborg. The only thing that's fucked up about him is, or at least that we know of, is his arm. But the rest of him is supposed to be
Right.
human. How come that alien didn't fuck him up
Mhm.
right then and there, or at least the human parts
That's
of him?
yes. Yes. I
Yeah,
concur.
what's up with that?
Yes. A bunch of bullshit. That's what's up.
But anyway, you can keep it going.
After evading the xenomorph off screen, despite being quite near the creature last week. Anyway, Cavalier is delighted with the bounty that he's got and preps for more experiments to be done, while the scientists work on fixing up Wendy as well. Akash warns Cavalier from getting too close to the xenomorph egg when he wanders down to the lab, explaining how the facehuggers work and how the xenos spread. The only item that hasn't been accounted for here is Morrow.
Boy Cavalier approaches as a human being the xenomorph egg. The egg that we've seen every year, every alien movie since 1979. 1979. Every human being that's ever approached an egg would get face
Right.
hugged.
I'm gonna say the egg wasn't ready yet.
Well-
It was still, you know what I'm saying? They was trying to get it hard boiled. It wasn't ready yet. The insides were still running. It wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't have worked.
But anyway, the egg opened up, and then Kirsch said, oh, nobody other than synthetics or should be in
Mhm.
here, and backed him up, and the egg closed back.
Mhm. Yep. Sure did. It sure did.
So we breaking 46 years of precedent, huh?
Like I said,
Like the Supreme Court.
the egg wasn't
Oh.
ready yet. He was like, I'm tired. I just got off
Mhm.
this spaceship. You know what I'm saying? I've been through some things. I'll fuck with you the next day.
the
I'll fuck with you tomorrow.
the flight
Yeah.
was traumatic. He had a
Yeah.
traumatic
Got
experience.
PTSD. He
Hmm.
needs to chill out in the egg for a little while longer. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
needs
needs
some
rest.
rest.
who's off wandering around New Siam. Nomura rings Utani here and updates the CEO on exactly what's happening. He has the data for the specimens, hence why he transferred that information from the bay, but despite being told to come home, Moro does no such thing. The only prime directive he has right now stems from bringing these specimens back, and that's precisely what he intends to do. Elsewhere, Curly arrives to see Boy Cavalier. He admits that Wendy is his favourite, but Curly tries to make a case that she should be instead. Given Wendy only cares about her brother, Curly has ideas for how to make the world a better place. Cavalier pauses on this and decides to give her some books to read, believing that she's in the race for being one of his favourites. Meanwhile, Moro manages to hack into Slightly's brain and manipulates him into agreeing to work together, under the pretense of being friends. Now back at Prodigy, Wendy awakens and heads for the lab. However, Kirsch is currently there working on the alien egg. As he slices it open and takes the facehugger out, Wendy clutches her head in pain, seemingly able to hear the sound waves from these creatures. And Wendy eventually heads into the lab itself, clutching her head, before eventually passing out. And notably, it's quite amusing because no one actually sees her come in or that she's passed out, and we leave her just lying on the ground. Kirsch though is way too preoccupied with his experiment as he drops part of the alien from the facehugger, a tiny tadpole no less, into a large tank sporting Joe's severed lung. It doesn't take long for this tadpole to find a new home, as a dribble of blood infects the water as the xenomorph takes shape. So Alien Earth returns this week with a slow episode, but one that allows us to chew over the motivations.
All right.
Mhm. Now I will say, like I said, this is one of the episodes where it's like, okay, I chalk these up to like, the Game of Thrones episodes where like, yeah, it's a little slow, because you can see that they're trying to set up stuff, um, and so like I said, this is one of those setting up episodes where they're trying to let you know, hey, what I'm saying, yeah, it's not a lot of action going on, but what I'm saying, we're trying to set this stuff up for stuff later on. So, what I'm saying, um, not too much you can say about this episode, except for like a whole lot of the nitpicky stuff that we were saying. But it's just basically like an episode
Mhm.
that, yeah, you watch it and then you're like, okay, that was all right, what I'm saying. But I see where they're trying to go with this. So I'm cool. I'm cool with the setup. Yeah,
Of course
I
you
am.
are.
Because you got to know, like when the shit hits the fan, you got to know some of this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So Wendy at the end of this episode, she's able to hear the xenomorphs scream. And so they had somebody had got face hug, and
No,
right,
not
somebody
yet.
got face hug.
Not yet. No, they was pulling the face hugger out of
The
the
thing out the
egg,
egg,
and
out
she
the
could hear the
egg. Okay,
screams
that's right. That's
of
right.
it getting pulled out of the egg.
Out the
Yes.
egg. Yes, yes, that's
Hmm.
correct. And so that's like that sent her. It made her CPU start skipping or something. It
Yeah.
started
Now
buffering,
there's something that
and
I'm gonna
so
bring up, but that's like in the later episodes, like in 7 or 8,
okay.
not 8, but 6 or 7. That what I'm saying, I'm gonna. But just to sort of hint about this, like they hint that there's more to Wendy that meets the eye. You know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, you can see that. Okay,
Mary
well,
Sue.
not necessarily that, but it's more like she's built different. Like she's literally built different. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, she can hear the aliens, but they can't. And like I said, in the earlier episodes, you see that she can control technology and nobody else can. Now,
Yes.
now to give you a
Yes.
preview of what I'm going to be saying is that like everybody
Hmm.
acts surprised. Like she's a machine. The machine can only do what you
Yes.
allow it to do, what you gave it the capabilities to do. You know what I'm saying? How
Hmm.
does everybody get shocked when you're like, oh, I didn't know that she could do that? Well, obviously, y'all did something to it to make her be able to do that. What the fuck
And that's
is it?
another thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Like if y'all created this person and y'all
Right.
designed her, but y'all are
Yeah.
like, oh, so, she could do that. She could do that. Like
Yeah,
what type of?
yeah, they act surprised that she's able to do XYZ later on in the series, and it's like, well, there's no way she could have been able to do X, Y, and Z unless y'all actually made her to be able to do X, Y, and Z.
Ugh.
So, like I said, and you should have known that the stuff that she was doing was gonna be a problem later on. If it was me, I would have been like,
Yeah,
hey, I mean, like, yeah, it's cool that she's able to like spy on everybody and all, but maybe she shouldn't be able to do that. Maybe there's something in her that's allowing her to do that we need to like rip out because,
we
yeah,
need to
that
see
seems
what's
kind of that
happening.
seems like that could be something to bite us in the ass 5 episodes later. That's all I'm saying. 5 episodes later, we might be in trouble because she's able to spy on us all the time. This might lead to some bad shit.
Hmm.
Let's rip that shit out right now. Let's nip it in the bud now, and then we ain't got to worry about it in episode 6 or 7.
Hmm. All right, so this is going to be episode 4 recap. Oh, so she collapsed on the floor. So they disconnected her hearing. So they're now trying to fix her.
Yeah, quote unquote fix her. Because like I said, she can hear the aliens, and like the closer she got to them, the louder it was, and it made her and it knocked her out. You know what I'm saying? So like this one picks
Yeah,
up after
right.
they brought her back and they like cut her hearing off so they can figure out what the fuck is going on.
Mm-hmm.
Alien Earth begins with Wendy waking up to find Kirsch and the others looking over her. Her hearing has been taken offline for the time being, as Kirsch explains to the scientists here that the closer she gets to
Now you'll be seeing these humans on the screen. These are ancillary characters that no one gives a shit about. Now I know I've mentioned this is Dame.
I don't know.
What's her name?
See, I
Dame.
think my biggest problem is that I don't bother to learn people's name. I just know them by what they do. I know that she's the doctor. Her husband's the scientist. You know what I'm saying? I refer to the Lost Boys by either their hair color or the black dude or the Indian dude. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't know anybody's name other than Boy Cavalier because that's the dumbest name of all times, and Curse because he's just a cool ass motherfucker.
I remember slightly. That's the Indian dude. I don't know what the black dude's name is. And then the redhead, I just know her as
I know
the
she's
redhead.
Nips.
Okay. No, she's
Nibs.
Nibs.
Yeah. I know the guy who
with the
gets
B.
killed is Toodles because they make it's a big deal later on. I think the black dude is named Smitty, but he wasn't the Lost Boy. He was the first mate on Hook's ship. I don't know. Like I said, I don't remember
I don't know.
nobody's name. Black dude, Indian dude, red haired chick, dark haired chick.
Redhead
Yeah,
chick,
that redhead chick crazy than a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That's how I know her. That redhead chick that's crazy than a motherfucker. That's how I know her is.
Her name is Dame Sylvia. Dame Sylvia.
Okay, good. And we're gonna forget it in 2 minutes. Because
and then the husband, the little geek looking dude, that's Arthur.
All right.
the xenomorph, the louder the frequency seems to get. Boy Cavalier shows up and organises traffic, deciding to bring her hearing back online, while Mr. Plot Armor himself, Joe, is still alive. He has a new lung implanted and is shocked to learn that there are deadly creatures in the lab. The engineers work to change Wendy's frequency before she recaps what we saw at the end of the last episode. Wendy doesn't want to go numb to the alien language though, believing they've picked her for this. Curly is fiddling with buttons in the lab and watches on enviously as Wendy broadcasts the alien's language through her own mouth. The chitters and chirps excite Boy Cavalier, who wants to do more tests, but Joe is worried about her well-being. Eventually Cavalier concedes and lets them go, but the billionaire Billionaire reminds Atomines that these people, especially Plot Armor Joe, are living in his world, not the other way round. Alone, Joe explains to Wendy that he's mad at Prodigy for hiding what happened to his sister and keeping her existence from him. For now though, he promises to be here for her, but he has quite the grudge against Prodigy. Of course, it wouldn't be a Noah Hawley show without some trippy visuals and montages, and in doing so, this allows us to cut across to Morrow, who's still the best character in the show, and Slightly. Morrow continues to manipulate his new friend, telling him to get an egg. They communicate.
All right, so what's happening here is Morrow put something on Slightly at the crash site, and so Morrow can now like tap in and communicate directly into Slightly's mind. And Slightly being, I guess, mentally a child, it's not difficult to manipulate a child.
But once again, like I said, out of the kids on the show, the two guys are like the most childish of the two. Like I said, they're the childish of the two. The other women, other than Wendy, are the more adults of the two. Although one adult is crazy, but the other adult is like super serious, and Wendy's that sort of adult in the middle. That's just my observation.
And the children, the children, I really wish they would. There was no children.
I get why they did it. I kind of agree with you,
Like,
or at least let them, like, kind of like how the animes where, saying they're children, but they're actually like high schoolers where they're close enough to be adults that they don't do just stupid shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like, you should know better. But then why would you allow a bunch of 12-year-olds to run around on a spaceship or on a crash?
Like I said, they have their reasons or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Because even though they are children, they're kind of invincible. They're not invincible, but they're kind of invincible.
Yeah, they're still stupid, and they do stupid things to get themselves killed.
Communicate telepathically again, where Morrow uses the logic of morals to get through to the kid. Morrow also manages to extract Slightly's real name, which happens to be Arash Singh. This gives him a lot of leverage over the guy, and rife blackmail material should this simp fail to comply. For now though, Slightly heads on inside and attempts to get the egg from Morrow.
So basically, Morrow is upset that he lost his specimens to Prodigy. So the way for him to try and get a foothold, some leverage to, to Prodigy and to those specimens, as you go through the weakest door, the easiest path, and that's the Indian dude, Slightly. And he's able to, talk to him and have little philosophical conversations about justice and fairness. And, if you take something from me, am I wrong for wanting to get it back? And you stole it from me, so you should give it back to me. And he's like, yeah, you're right. So, and let's be friends. My real name is Miracle, and your real name is Mike. You're not supposed to do that. When you chose that or given a new name, you're not supposed to be your old name. And so he's like, I know Slightly isn't your name. I know it's not your name. And he says it's Arush something.
Singh,
last
I think
name.
that was his last name.
Yeah, something September 11th.
It's racist.
So, oh goodness gracious. Yeah. So Slightly being 12, never thought, he could betray me and do something with this information. Anyway, I really hate that they used like 8 to 12-year-old mentality in these. I hate the.
It's fine.
And he soon realises it's not going to be easy. But then, given we did see Wendy manage to head into the lab alone and pass out while nobody batted an eyelid last episode, maybe it's not quite so difficult. Still, in the lab, the experiments continue with the eyeball monster using a sheep as a host. Roy Cavalier watches this controlled experiment with fascination as it burrows into its eye and takes control. Cavalier and Kirsch are intrigued to learn the monster is highly intelligent.
So this bitch here This sheep here stands motionless like this for the remainder of the season. He's gonna stand just like
But he's
this.
still bad. Like, man, that thing is badass. Like, he doesn't have to do anything. He just has to exist. Like, every time they show, like, from his perspective, and it's like a spider's eye, whatever, you know what I'm saying? You're like, hell yeah, that's
Mhm.
badass. He ain't even got to do anything. He just got to sit there and like, yeah, I'm badass motherfucker. You know, that's how badass he is. He ain't got to do anything. Still a badass motherfucker.
He just sits there and he's behind some glass, and they're standing in front of the glass looking at him and
Mm-hmm.
talking to him. And I would love to know what's going through your mind. Oh, I wonder, what are you
Mm-hmm.
thinking? I wonder. Let's check his brain waves and his brain patterns. I think they understand speech. I just need him. The sheep needed to have
No.
done something other
No,
than
that's
stand
all he
there
need
for
to
the
do.
for
He's
the
like,
whole
yeah, I'm
season.
I'm staying here, but the moment I get out, I'm gonna fuck you up. That's basically what he's saying. He's like, look, I'm gonna sit here and chill, but the moment I get a chance to, I'm gonna fuck you up in particular. We'll see.
We'll see.
changing brainwaves and standing perfectly still, which is pretty ominous and quite eerie, watching each of them in turn. Elsewhere, Arthur takes his wife, Dame Sylvia, outside and explains his concerns regarding Cavalier and his synth children. He doesn't think what they're doing is actually science and still sees the children inside these robotic bodies. He wants to keep their protocols in place. And Nib suddenly shows up and decides that she's pregnant though, so Sylvia takes her to her office and explains how babies are made, and then looks at to show her a diagram of an adult female body. Nibs is having none of it though, as it appears she's suffering from PTSD after her encounter with the eyeball creature on the ship when she lashed.
Now, when you said earlier about not having
Hmm.
emotions,
But I mean, the whole thing is that like there's something messed up about her. Like that's the whole point of Nips is to prove that like yo, these machines are not perfect. You know what I'm saying? There is something seriously fucked up about her. You know what I'm saying? Because she's sitting here swearing up and down that she's pregnant. You know what I'm saying? And if you play the clip a little bit longer, once they like, bitch, you crazy, she damn near kills the doctor.
yeah, that's the part
Yeah, that's the part
now.
now.
Out, Sylvia brings security in and decides she should be confined to a room and raises a level 3 event in the process. While this is going on, Joe is questioned by Atomites. He doesn't really have much of a choice but to comply, given Joe has a new lung courtesy of Prodigy, and he won't see Wendy again if he leaves the island, given she too is their property. Later that afternoon, Boy Cavalier brings Wendy in for a chat. She laments him for cutting open the xenomorph, forgetting that she herself defeated one of these aliens with a little knife last episode. Of course, this also meant cutting open the xenomorph and decapitating it with barely a scratch on her. As they talk, Cavalier uses Joe as leverage to force Wendy into working with him. He wants to find out exactly what these Xenos are saying, and believes that she's the key to unlock that mystery. In exchange, Joe will be allowed to stay on the island. Now Morrow visits Lightly's mother in India and uses her to blackmail the synth into compliance. Instead of bringing the egg out, he decides Lightly should smuggle a human into the lab, allowing the facehugger to do its work. In the process, Morrow will then find him and bring the specimen out. Now, given an earlier chat from Kirsch to Slightly about loyalties and hearing no evil, it would appear that Kirsch knows about Slightly's connection with Morrow and is waiting for the right time to strike.
Yes, Kirsch knows about Slightly and Morrow because we see him on holding a screen looking at the shit. They're all able to look at what the kids are looking at. They're all able to hack in or whatever, jack into and see what they're looking at. And Morrow and not Morrow, Kirsch in particular would do that all
Yeah.
the time.
But once again, I think that there is some deep seated hatred, you know what I'm saying, because of him being, you know what I'm saying, he feels like he's being thrown away, you know. And so, like I said, huh?
Who?
Yes.
Kirsch?
Like I said, like that's kind of like the whole thing that they say towards the end of like, hey, you know what I'm saying, you used to be the shining star and now you got these young up and comers who are outshining you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, why would he of all people, like if that wasn't the case, like I said, he's the only one who actually knows what's really going on the whole entire time. He's keeping tabs on them. He's seeing everything that they're doing behind their back. Yet you would think he would have been the first one running the boy and being like, yo, these kids over here plotting on you, they your ops, dude. You know what I'm saying? But you don't see that. You know, he
No, you
sees
don't see that.
what's going on, and he just go about his little merry business. Like I said, deep inside, he's rooting for Boy's downfall.
I think all of us are rooting for his
Well, we are, of
downfall.
course, but like I say, he's supposed to be one of the loyal ones. You know what I'm saying? That's supposed to be his boy. You know what I'm saying? And so, like I said,
Oh,
for him to not tell his boy, like, yo, you got some ops. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, why would you want to talk to Boy
Yeah,
Cavalier
but like I
though?
said, he's supposed to be the one. Like I said, he's supposed that's supposed to be your boy. That's supposed to be your boy, in particular.
Mm,
And you don't tell him what's going on, and you see it.
hmm.
They show us and let
Yeah,
us know that you see everything that's going on. And you can't give him a heads
yeah.
up like, yo, we might need to do something about old girl over here. You got a
Not a
mumbling
mumbling
word.
word is spoken.
As the episode closes out though, Kirsch watches as Wendy heads into the lab and finds the little baby Xeno creature break free from the lung. She reaches out to touch it and watches the creature in wonder as the episode comes to an ominous conclusion.
What in the entire fuck?
Mm,
So Wendy now has the ability to communicate, to speak to the xenomorph. They're having conversations with each
yeah.
other. Like she's snake
Hmm.
charming.
Yeah. Yeah.
What in the
Yeah.
entire hell?
You know what I'm saying?
So does this mean that Wendy is going to be able to have xenomorph pets going forward? Maybe, maybe not.
She's gonna be riding the xenomorph like Cowboy Card up in this motherfucker. Yo. Yo.
I'm telling you, be riding that
Yeah.
xenomorph. Have a little saddle on him and
Uh-huh.
everything. Well, so at this point in the series, what would you rate it from a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being the
Well, see,
highest.
like I said, it's so because like I said, the problem is that if we're rating 1 through 4, you can't really weight 3 and 4 against 1 and 2 because like I said, 1 and 2 are like the action episodes and 3 and 4 are like the drama episodes, so it's kind of like a whiplash trying to rate those two. Overall, I still love the show is a great show, you know what I'm saying. But if you're the type of person that came in here thinking like, man, we gonna see aliens fucking shit up the whole entire time, and then you hit 3 and 4
I mean,
and you're not prepared for that, you'll be like, oh, okay, well, yeah. But it, like I said, that I mean, like Game of Thrones has this same problem of like, what I'm saying, like in there are parts in Game of Thrones where it's like, yo, we know we have to get through this talking part because they have to tell you what's going on. Because when shit hits the fan, we ain't got time to tell you all this shit. So we're gonna tell you all the shit now, and then when the shit hits the fan, you'll understand why we're telling you all this bullshit. You know, because
mhm.
like I said, just think about this. You know what I'm saying? The fact that they just told you, hey, this hybrid, she can talk to the motherfuckers. They have conversations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're having
Them motherfuckers having
conversations.
conversations together. You know what I'm saying?
Like they tell each other their
That's
whole
right.
life
You know what I'm
story,
saying?
from egg to face hugger to
Yeah.
baby xenomorph
And once
life
again,
story.
don't nobody see this as a problem. They like, yo,
Let's explore
yeah.
this more. Let's let them be by
There's no way
themselves.
that this is gonna come back and bite us in the ass 5 episodes later. That's what they saying to themselves. We gonna be cool five
We can
episodes
go
later,
wrong.
man. She,
We
yeah,
can
she
go
can
wrong.
talk
We
to
can go
these
wrong.
killing machines that kill with impunity, that we have no
Well,
means of
they
stopping.
used to.
And she could just talk to him.
They used to kill with impunity.
She could
Yeah,
just
she can
talk
talk
to
to
him.
them.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So I want to know what the alien
Mm-hmm.
says. Like, man, these dumbasses here. Like, I'm about to eat all of them. Are any of these your friends?
Mhm. Yeah,
I mean, I would love to know what
yeah.
they're
What does a
saying.
xenomorph say? And now I'm wondering, what do they think? You know what I'm saying? Do you think they wake up and be like, man, I didn't feel like just killing everybody today, but they was there, and I was like, well, I guess I have to do what I gotta do. You know.
No, he was like, there was 50 people. I let 2 of them go because I wanted to save some for tomorrow. I got
Yeah,
leftovers. I gotta save
yeah.
those 2. Can't eat them
Hmm.
all. I mean, kill with impunity, except
Yeah.
this time.
Except y'all two
And
motherfuckers.
the,
Y'all dessert.
and so this episode, this episode is going to be the last time a xenomorph is the primary creature,
Hmm.
I think, on the
Yeah.
show. When you see Alien Earth, you expect xenomorphs
Hmm.
on Earth. There's one, well, it's going to be 2, but there's one xenomorph, but he really doesn't do too much until the last
Hmm.
episode.
Last 2 episodes. Like I said, he was doing some shit in 7. He was doing some shit in 7.
Mm-hmm. And he was doing some things that were is not consistent with the xenomorph's
True that, but
behavior.
like I said, when you got a motherfucker that understand you and can talk to you and have conversations, maybe it make you rethink everything you know about aliens and xenomorphs. You know what I'm saying? He like, man, yeah, normally I would have just
Mm-hmm.
killed all y'all motherfuckers, but you know what? I want to play catch the stick. That's what I want to do. I want to play catch the stick. You throw the ball, I bring it back to you. Go on. Let's do that.
And so, but the only way he can get him is he will inadvertently
Hmm.
kill him, though. You know, to
Yeah,
retrieve the
yeah,
stick.
you know what I'm saying. So, but I mean, like I said,
But
mhm,
the this next episode 5 is where that's like the best episode of
yeah,
the season. Like if you just cut on 5, it there's a flashback to when the Maginot was, in space, and you find out, oh Lord, that everybody is retarded in the future.
yeah,
I've never seen people do the dumbest shit. Well,
yeah. But I mean, like I said, you.
that hey, there is open water too, where everybody jumps into the boat without dropping the without dropping the
Uh-huh.
ladder. That's
Yeah,
pretty dumb.
but I mean, like I said, um, episode 5, I will say yes, it is one of the best ones. But like I said, if you listen to our conversation earlier, it's basically the original Alien movie. So it couldn't help
Hmm.
but to be the best one because it's already been done before. You know. Hmm.
Perfectly. So that it, like the how was the episode now? It's like it's going up a little
Hmm.
arc. Here's 1 was good, 2 was
Hmm.
good, a little better. 3 was
Hmm.
okay, and then 4 is
Yeah.
okay. So then 5,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then
I don't disagree.
so
I
tell me.
disagree with that. I think once you hit 5, you're just off to the races. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, that's when, like I said, you see what you basically see Aliens 1. So there you go. Great episode. 6 is the beginning of just everything getting fucked up. 7 is shit is fucked up. And then 8 is like, well, we kind of finished all the fucked up shit now. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like I said, once you get past these episodes here, like I said, 3 or 4 are, I won't even say they're weak, but like I said, it's more of, if you came here just knowing, like, man, I'm going to just see aliens fucking shit up the whole time, I can see where you may not like 3 and 4. But like once you hit 5, you're just off to the races. You know what I'm saying? Because,
I feel like I feel like they need to subvert my
yeah,
expectations. I understand that 1 and 2 would be more
yeah,
introductory, to establish and have us, I guess, care about these characters that none of us
Mm-hmm.
care about. And then, 3 and 4 is sort of, the Matrix Revolutions, like the
Yeah.
middle
I mean,
part.
like I said, this is the part where they have to explain shit because once the shit hits the fan,
This is the Two
yeah.
Towers.
You know what I'm saying? When the shit hits the fan, we ain't got time to explain that. You should have heard us back in episode 3. Because now we're off to it now. We're deep in it.
But this is going to be, where the IQs take a precipitous drop from the tech billion, trillionaire genius. I mean, to everybody, the only people who make more logical sense are Morrow and
Yeah.
Kirsch. Everybody else, freaking
Yeah.
idiots.
Well, the kids
Everybody.
are
I'm
allowed
talking
to
about
be idiots because they're
everybody.
kids, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, how the fuck is boy genius? Your ass is a trillionaire running $1 trillion corporation, and the decisions that you make are just fucking dumb. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the decisions that the scientists made are
Yeah.
dumb. You go in and you have these specimens in a lab. Y'all are hanging out in the lab. Y'all see doors
Hmm.
open that you didn't
Yeah.
open. Nobody questions
Yeah.
anything.
You know what I'm saying?
Just, the lock is open, or you have, y'all saw the T cells, which is the eyeball with the
Hmm.
tentacles. You would think that this is a creature that is able to manipulate physical, if we put him in something
Hmm.
glass and then stick it on a
Hmm.
shelf, this is the kind of creature that will be able to move,
Yeah.
hit up the glass to move and to knock it off the shelf and get loose. You would think that's something that is
No,
credible.
so
You got people eating in the
I,
lab,
all
eating in
right,
the
so
lab.
to give you a preview of my biggest what the fuck moment of this series is, and maybe this is the difference between, you know what I'm saying, uh like they say in horror movies, you know what I'm saying, sometimes people who are black, you know what I'm saying, make different decisions when we're in situations. But yo, somebody invites you to a room and you see an open cage that had some bullshit in that cage, and they like, hey man, just go in this room and chill out, and he'll be with you in a little bit. Is your ass going in that room? Like what the fuck, man? I
Oh,
said, hey
I've
man,
already left the
hey,
room and
hey,
locked the
hey.
door.
Yeah, I tell you what, when he get back, then you call me and then we can have this conversation. But I ain't going in that room with that empty ass cage. The cage is still in there. It's got the door
Yeah,
open.
empty.
You know that there was something in
Open.
that cage. Why the fuck are you going in that room by yourself? And like I said,
Hey,
he's like, go in there.
investigate.
Hey, go in there and just chill out for a minute, man. Turn on some HBO or something. And he's like,
They
okay.
kill black people. They kill black people early because if y'all listen to
Hmm.
us in these movies, the movie would be
Yeah.
over by 5 minutes
Yeah.
after the credits. It already
Yeah.
be
Might
over.
go in this room with this open
I
ass
hear a
cage and
noise
hey man,
outside.
nah, I'm good, man. I'll holler at y'all later. Roll credits. Roll
Yeah,
credits.
let's go. I heard a noise outside, and we're in a cabin in the woods in the dark, but we need to go
Yeah.
investigate.
Yeah,
Hell to
no.
the no.
Yeah, you know
Nope.
what I'm saying? Oh, I heard a whole bunch of noise over in this side over here. Well, you know what? That side is the last place on the earth that I want to be. I want to be on this side over here. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I heard voices at 3:30 every
Yeah.
morning telling me to get out the house and it's cold and there's slime on the wall. Do you think that I would
Yeah.
still be in the
No, I'd be
house?
like, hey man, did
No.
y'all hear that voice? He said we gotta go. We gotta go, y'all. I gotta pack. Don't even pack up. Just let's go. Let's
Right, let's
go.
go.
Just
Get
go.
out. Out.
So don't even worry about your toothbrush. None of that. Just go.
Nothing. Gone. Nothing. I'm just getting my
Hmm.
purse and we
Did you hear
gone.
that ghost say we
That's
got to
it.
go? He said, get out. Now you're out trespassing on the
See?
ghost property. I can't help you at that point.
And the prime example of this, they should listen to the black guy. And if they had, they would have lived, but the movie would have
Hmm.
ended. Was the first
Yeah.
alien.
Yeah.
Remember when Kane had got brought up with a face hugger
Mm-hmm.
on, and they were all looking through the glass, the bay glass, and then Parker, yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
his name. Parker came out. Why don't y'all freeze him?
Yeah.
If he's infested,
Did we lose you?
they continue on.
Mm.
Am I back?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
You just dropped for a second. Or maybe
yeah.
I dropped for a second. Who knows?
Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But did you hear what I said about
Mm-hmm.
Kane was like, why don't y'all freeze him? And
Yeah,
they
yeah, yeah, yeah. Everybody
on.
makes that observation, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't trying to turn this to a black and white thing, but I do know Mike ain't going in no room with no open ass cage that I know for a fact had some bullshit in it. And you gonna tell
And
me this
like
shit?
in the
Shit.
room with all of the cages got some bullshit in it.
Yeah, yeah,
All of it.
all of it.
And it's just
You
like
know what I'm saying?
la di da going in here with these dangerous organisms.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, yeah.
Well, anyway, Mike, when do you want to do the next three, five,
You
three?
just that's four because I think it's eight, right? It's eight seasons.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah,
eight
yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're
episodes.
right. Mm-hmm.
You just hit me up and just let me know. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got too much anything on my plate, so you just let me know and we can get back on here and we can wrap this series on up.
Now, would you like to join me with other movies?
Yeah, sure. You just let me know ahead of time so I make sure that I can go back and watch because I know you be trying to pull some stuff like from 1989. I'm like, man, I don't remember shit from that movie.
So we can do I know somebody asked about Halloween. If you
Hmm.
want to try and tackle that universe.
The original. So, like I said, I will say this. I'm gonna straight up admit this is that Halloween is my least watch of the slasher films. Like, there's something about Michael Myers that just never really clicked with me. Like
He was
Friday the 13th.
perfect.
No, he wasn't.
He's the
Uh
perfect.
Friday the Friday the 13th was the best slasher franchise of them all, and out down the hill.
Friday the 13th. Really?
Friday the 13th. Yes. They had the best kills. They had the coolest villains. They even had the best protagonists that end up getting slaughtered. There you go. That's a hill I'm willing to die on. You can
Just,
argue with me. I'm telling you, the sleeper bag kill, it goes down in the greatest kill of all times. That motherfucker picked the dude up in a sleeping bag, and he was walking with the sleeping bag just jiggling behind him, and he just got tired of that shit jiggling, and he just slammed that motherfucker up against a tree trunk, and that bag ain't jiggled no more since.
that is a cool kill.
That's a cool kill.
And the one in I think two where the guy's in the wheelchair and
Mm-hmm.
the machete hits him in the head and he wheels back
Yeah.
down the steps. That's another
Yeah.
one. That's another one of my
That's what I'm
favorites.
saying, man. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. That's the
but
hill I'm willing to die on.
okay, well, I disagree with you on that one being the greatest slasher. I think that Freddy is a better slasher and he had better kills.
He had so I guess don't get me wrong. I like Nightmare.
Glenn in the first one with the
I
blood pooling up and
could
collecting
that's
on the ceiling.
cool. That's cool. I'm giving you that. I'm giving you that. I'm saying overall, you know what I'm saying? I like because I also think that it's that like, you know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people like Nightmare because it had a lot of comedy in it. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
like I said, don't get me wrong, I do like the comedy of the Nightmare on Elm Street series, but like I said, I want to see just the motherfucker go hard. And Jason was going hard on a lot of them kills. So
Okay, so would you count Hellraiser as a slasher?
I would count Hellraiser as a slasher, but once again, that's another one where I only really like the first two. The rest of them, no,
Yes, I
no,
agree with the first two. The
no.
third one, that was the last one that was in theaters, was
Hmm.
passable, but then the rest of them are god awful. Like
Exactly. Like I
I
said, they
I
were the definition of straight to video movies.
mhm. They were trying
So
to keep they're trying to keep the rights to Hellraiser. New
mhm,
Line Cinema was trying to keep the rights, so they kept releasing all this crap
right.
to retain the rights to it.
And it shows. So like I said,
And
when you want to sit here and be like, oh, it was a good, like, no, the first two were fine. The first two were fine. And then after that, no.
the most recent one they did, um, Judgment, that was sort of like a
Hmm.
soft reboot where they had a
Yeah.
younger guy play Pinhead, and they had the Perceptor serial killer,
Hmm.
and the
That
he was
I think
friends with
what
they were both police officers.
well, I hadn't seen that one. I think because when it came out, whatever streaming service it was on, I didn't have, and I just never like now I had got them all, but I had never bothered to go back and look at it. So I have to take your word.
That's actually not a bad
I
one.
had to take your word
It's not
on it.
bad.
I had to take your word on it.
So the thing with this one was the younger new Pinhead was saying that the box was the way that they were, trapping. It was, premature. It needs to be an
Hmm.
easier way to have people other than somebody stumbling across the box and then, one person open. They want to get legions of people into hell. So I
Hey,
like. Hmm.
once again, uh, wasn't that one where it was like in space and like the spaceship turned into the box or something like that? Am I
That was
remembering
four.
that?
That was four.
Okay.
That's like
Okay. Like I
it
said,
was Bloodlines. That was Bloodlines.
okay. I just remember one. I remember, I think that was the one that broke me. That
Yeah,
was the one that broke me.
yeah.
Because
I
I don't
think
think I
that was the
watched the
last
second one
one.
after that.
I think Bloodlines was the last one that was in theaters
Okay. Well,
because
like I
the
said,
because the
that
production
was the
level was
one that
better.
broke me, and I was like, you know what? I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. So if you want to watch Hellraiser, one is good, two is great, three is eh, and then four Bloodlines is like
Yeah. Yeah.
um
I
and
get it.
the problem with that one is they tried to cover too much. They had too many time periods in there. So you
Hmm.
had the toy maker who made the lament configuration.
Oh
The
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. It's
like in
starting
the
to come
16th
back to
century.
me.
So he
Yeah.
made the box in the 16th century, and then they summoned a demon, Angelique, and then it jumps to the 90s. The same actors playing the guy, and
Hmm.
jump to the 90s, and they find the box and stuff happens, and then it jumps to the future, and that's
Hmm.
when they're in space.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
So it was whenever you go to space, that's when the series has gone too far.
Jason X. Nope. Jason
And
X.
it's
There you go. That's my answer. Jason X.
No, Jason X is not good at all.
Once
Jason X
again,
is not good.
that's one of Michael's. It's so bad it's good. It is so bad.
The
It is
only death
good.
that the only death I fully
The
agreed with
nitrous.
was
Thank you.
yes,
Thank you.
yes. That's the only death that I agree
Hmm.
with. He grabbed her, stuck her head in that
Yeah.
nitrous, froze her,
Hmm.
and then bashed her head up against the
Yeah.
table. That's good old fashioned
Yeah.
Jason.
So like I said, that's another
But
that's another Mike special. It's so bad it's good.
it's so freaking stupid. If
Exactly.
Earth is being evacuated, there's nobody left on Earth because it's noxious fumes and it's a dying world.
Hmm.
Why do you then take Jason from the dying world and bring it with you in
because we had to
space.
make a movie
And you
about
admit,
Jason being in space. There you go.
in the
And he got a
beginning, you admit in the
metal
beginning,
mask. And he got a metal mask.
he got nanotechnology and was upgraded
Exactly. I'm telling you,
because of stupidity.
I'm dying on that hill. Friday the 13th, best slasher film series of all times. I'm dying on the hill.
Jason X.
I mean, like I said, Jason, like that's the good thing about
Jason goes to
that's
hell.
that's the
Jason goes to
good
hell
thing
then.
about Jason movies is that even when they're bad, they're so bad
No.
they're good. It's
Jason
especially Jason
goes to
Goes to Hell.
hell.
At that time,
No.
man, when he walks into that little country ass diner, and like I said, you think them people just screaming because they all scared. No, them people screaming because they about to pull out them things and go to town on Jason. That's what I'm talking about. Jason walks in that little country ass Cracker Barrel thinking like, oh, these people gonna be scared of me. Nah, them country ass motherfuckers start pulling out guns at the wazoo, baby. They was like, no, we ain't going out without a fight, baby. I seen guns come out of places I ain't never seen guns come out before. There you go. I'm dying on this hill. I'm dying on this hill.
So wait a minute. So you're going to make excuses for the shape shifting,
Yes.
Jason taking different forms, different
Yes.
bodies.
Yeah, I think because it was like Jason's a spirit or something. It was the spirit of Jason. Once again, it's so
And
bad it's good. God damn it, Miracle. It's so bad it is good. I'm talking about fucking fine cinema.
lies.
This is fine cinema we talking about here.
There is nothing fine about Jason Goes to Hell. And I thought that the dumbest movie was I think it was either 4 or 5 when the guy's like, I gotta go and see Jason's dead, and him and his friend goes and digs Jason up, and okay, we see that he's in the casket. I gotta open it.
Yeah, that was
New
beginnings. Yeah, that was New Beginnings. Yeah, because like the whole thing was that like 3 was a fake Jason. So it was like, so in the first one it was Jason's mom. The second one it was Jason proper. No, or was that the third one? I think it was 2 Jason. So 2 and 3 was Jason proper. And then the fourth one was the fake Jason, which was like the cop or something like that. And then because they was basically trying to kill Jason. They was trying to kill the franchise off. They didn't want to make the franchise no more. But then, like I said, it was so popular, they was like, well, we got to bring real ass Jason back. And so they brought real ass Jason back, and now we got the greatest slasher franchise of all times.
So that was the third one then, when Jason got hung in the and got stuck at the bottom of the lake. That was 3.
I think that was 3. No, I think that was 3 because 4 would have had to have been the fake Jason. 4 was like a cop who was pretending to be Jason, if I remember correctly.
I got to rewatch that because I don't remember.
I know.
That
I think like 4, it wasn't Jason. It was like a cop pretending to be Jason. And so that's why when New Beginnings, because I think, New Beginnings was number 5. And that's why they was trying to do the thing about like, oh, I want to make sure Jason is dead. Because like I said, they had the fake Jason. And so, like I said, this was their excuse to bring Jason back from the dead. You know what I'm saying?
And so that's how he became like a superhuman
and that's
zombie.
how he became the superhuman zombie.
And you said this is the hill you're gonna die on.
I'm dying on this hill. I know, like everybody want to say Nightmare. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? That's perfectly fine with me. I know there's probably some Halloween fans out there, some Michael Myers motherfuckers out there. That's fine with me. But I'm telling you, pound for pound, Friday the 13th, greatest slasher of all times. Pound for pound.
No.
Yes.
And then the quality. Now I love Jason. Like, don't get me wrong. I just thought that Nightmare had a better polish and quality
But
to
do
it.
you really
And
want
then
polish and quality to a slasher? Like you're making the argument against Nightmare on Elm Street. That's the problem. It has too much polish and quality to it. I don't want no polish. It's like saying, like, man, this hamburger that I'm eating is polished and quality. Like, no, you want greasy ass hamburger when you eating a hamburger. You want the motherfucking
no, I
juices
want the quality
sliding
hamburger.
down your arm when you eating a
No, I
hamburger.
want the quality
You don't want
hamburger.
no quality
Quality
ass
hamburger.
hamburger. This is made from
Yes.
chopped filet mignon. It's like, no, that's not a goddamn cheeseburger.
Yes.
I want a cheeseburger.
Yeah, you'll take the burger. You'll take the burger made out of chopped
No,
assholes.
no. But like I said, when you want a
Mm-hmm.
good hamburger, you know what I'm saying? You know what kind of hamburger I'm talking. Y'all, hey, people out there in the internet land, y'all know what type of hamburger I'm talking about. And I ain't talking about no polished hamburger. Y'all want that big
Polish
greasy
hamburger.
motherfucker that give you the itis like 5 minutes later. If you eat a cheeseburger and you ain't got the itis 5 minutes later, it wasn't the type of cheeseburger I'm talking about.
Well, Mike, I really appreciate you coming up this evening to discuss the first 4 episodes of this
Hmm.
show. I have greatly enjoyed having you up here, and I really appreciate
Yeah,
you
no
coming.
problem. Like I said, you just holler at me whenever you want to finish this thing off, or whenever you want to do something. I don't mind.
Yeah, so we'll probably do it next Thursday for the next 4, and then I'm going to be working on. I said I want to do. My goal is to review some bad movies, bad horror movies. So I want to do a review on the Open Water franchise.
I think I seen the first one of those. That's the one
Okay,
with the
so
man
you,
and the woman out in the middle of nowheres. Didn't nothing really
yeah.
happen in that movie? Like
I
like they don't
mean,
even get eaten by a shark, right?
oh no, they
Oh,
get
they
eaten by
do.
sharks.
Okay,
Yeah, the second one is the one where there are no
okay,
sharks. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. And so then the third one was called Cage Dive, where it was 2 guys and a girl. The one of them they were in a relationship. She was cheating with the other dude, but they were supposed to be best
yeah.
friends.
I don't think I seen that one.
So
I definitely know I hadn't
okay.
seen that one, but I did see. I forgot the name of the franchise, but it was like 2 movies. It may have been more. It might be one of the ones where it's like the 2 were the ones I don't remember. But it was like the ladies that was in the trapped in the shark tank, the shark cage or whatever. I remember. I can't even remember
Mm-hmm.
what the name of that one is, but I remember watching that. I thought the first one was it was all right.
For what the 48
Yeah, that's
meters
what it
down or
was.
something like
That's what it
that.
was.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, Cage Dive is something like that, but not really. They're trying to get on a reality
Hmm.
show. So they flew from America to Australia to go shark cage
Hmm.
diving. And they're doing this and they have their own camera and they're recording them to submit for an audition for a
Hmm.
reality show, which is stupid to me that you would spend all this money to audition to be on a reality show in order to get
Hmm.
money. So they go in the cage and the sharks and they're all having a good time. And then just a random wave comes and smashes against the boat and it capsizes. So then sharks just come out and they just start eating and grabbing people, grabbing. And there were a few people left. The 2 guys and the girl, they were left, had the camera. The girl, they find a one of those portable rafts and it had supplies and stuff in it, food. And they're like, oh God, I guess we're saved.
Hmm.
So then a girl comes that was able to survive and they're trying to bring her aboard the little raft. And so she's just like, the girl, she's cold. We need to warm her up. So she gets her flare gun and fires it in the rescue raft and burns up all the supplies. And they're back in the water to be eaten by the
Oh.
sharks. And the sharks were, following them like they did in open water. The sharks, there's humans in the water, and we've already eaten people, and we're just going to continue to stalk you until you do something stupid, and then you get in the water. And so they progressively got eaten one by one. But that was the dumbest thing I had ever seen. And I literally wanted to throw my phone at the TV. I said, who in the hell does this? I said, this is why women don't get any respect. Because there is no freaking reason. There's no way you think that a flare gun should be fired in an enclosed rubber raft.
Yeah. Well.
And that is your way to warm this girl. Instead of using body heat, you ignite a flare. I'm just like,
yeah.
Well, we have to do something. We have to do something. She's panicking and freaking out, being completely annoying. And I'm like, where are the freaking sharks? So let the sharks come get her. Get her first. Yeah. And they did get her. And I was. And then the brother, the boyfriend, he had like a heart issue. So he didn't really get eaten by the sharks. He had like a coronary or a heart attack, and he just died in the water.
Yeah.
So then the last guy, he got eaten by the shark, but we just saw he was recording. The shark came up to the camera, and then you just see the mouth and blood.
Yeah.
That was great. That was great.
I'll take your word for it.
I was rooting for the sharks.
I'll take your word for it.
So I guess I don't have to do open water. I just get
it. So yeah.
But I know one we can do. Do you have Tubi? I think it's on Tubi. Jack in the Box. That's a franchise. Jack in the Box.
I've never seen that. So wait. Have I? I don't. See something. I don't know. It may have been part of another horror movie where it was like there was like a half of a dude with like a spring or something killing. I don't know. I don't think this is that movie.
No, it's not. That's not Jack in the Box. I don't know what that is, but it's not Jack in the Box.
I've seen a lot of weird shit in my life, so I
don't know. But there's, I think it's 3 of them, and I think they're all on.
Well,
TV.
Like I said, it'll be a fresh experience for me if I did see it. So.
Well, we'll let that be your homework assignment. We can do Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
And you don't have Shudder, do
No,
you?
I don't have Shudder. Although everybody's been talking about The Substance. No. Yeah, is that on Shudder? No, that's on that movie. It's on another one. Never mind. No, I don't have Shudder.
Screenbox. Screenbox.
No. I don't have any of the horror streaming services because there's enough of that shit out there. Plus, you know what? Like one of the things that I like in horror movies is that I like the more sense. I know you like the graphic, gory, violent type of horror, but I like that sense of dread. Just like, man, this is just a fucked up situation, and like even if you survive the situation, it's still gonna be fucked up for you. Like those are the type of horror movies that I like more than any.
I mean, I like those too.
You know what I'm saying? So like I said, as far as like, oh, here's a monster or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's like, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. But like a movie like I watched that movie, not the Bad Invitation with the vampires. I'm talking about the one where, the guy gets invited to his ex's house, and that shit is wild. That's the type of horror movie that I like to see, where it's just like,
Yeah,
yo,
like the
yeah,
others.
I just feel you just feel so uneasy the whole entire movie. Like, what the fuck is really going on? Like I said, I like the Midsummers and the Hereditaries, you know what I'm saying? Where it's just like you don't see like crazy shit happening all the time, but just the atmosphere is just like, man, I just feel like I need to take a shower just watching this movie. It's just like, you know what I'm saying?
So I'm guessing that you're not a
I'm
Terrifier
not
fan.
really a terror. I mean, like I said, I've watched the first one, and that's about it.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean,
So yeah, the first one is
mhm,
good, but it's
yeah.
sort of like
But I
grindhouse
mean, like I
kind
said,
of.
we've seen those like gory movies. Like I said, we've seen your Hostels and you know your Saws and this, that, and the other.
Terrifier's got Terrifier's got Hostel and
Yeah, you
Saw
know what I'm saying.
beats.
So I've seen those. I've seen those gory movies. It's just that, like, you know what I'm saying, they are. I mean, they're fine. You know what I'm saying? It's just that, like, I like those other ones a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just that sense of dread, that sense of just being uneasy the whole entire time. You know, like I said, the
Hmm.
gory movie. I mean, like I said, I just said that Friday the 13th, greatest slasher franchise of all times. I mean, like I said, that's a sense of gore going on in those movies or whatever. So I do like that stuff. It's just like I would rather watch a movie that's just fucking with your head the whole entire time versus like, hey, let me just show you something that's just really disgusting. You know?
So like the
Yeah,
Babadook.
like the Babadook. Yeah,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Although I would fuck that kid up, I tell you that.
That is the
That
most
that
annoying
movie wouldn't have
child.
lasted 15 minutes because I would have been arrested for child murder. You know what I'm saying? Fuck a Babadook. You got to work about the Micah Duke. That's what you need to worry about, the Micah
He-
Duke.
when he was in the car screaming, I was like,
See,
"Oh
that
my
lets you know that he
gosh!"
ain't got no black mama because you know what would have happened. She would have turned around, did one of these numbers here. It's over. It's game
Hmm.
over.
Yeah, I'm like, you know
Yeah.
better than that. You get all of that yelling. Oh
Yeah. Who
boy,
you think you is yelling in my
hollering
car
and
like
screaming in the
that?
car,
Hmm.
like you being torn
Yeah.
apart. But I mean, that was a good
Yeah.
movie, the
Yeah, but like I
Babadook.
said, it's that sense
Um,
of dread the whole time. It's like, man, this is it's fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
hmm. Well, I bet I do like the practical effects
Hmm.
of like
Yeah.
Terrifier. Like the practical effects look very
Hmm.
real. you know, this one scene, he there's a guy that's on the floor and he was wet. He got the
Hmm.
shower. Art comes behind him and he puts the chainsaw up his
Yeah.
ass. And you can see the cut of the saw on the skin, and then the guy is turned, it's flipped over, and then it goes through the balls up, and yeah, all this inside parts comes out, and then at the end, Art then lays on the floor in the shower, and he makes a blood angel, like a snow angel. He makes a blood angel.
Hmm.
That's one of the better things. But the practical effects are so
Yeah.
good.
So have you
But
seen The Substance? Because like I said,
no,
I know that's the
is it?
movie that I mean. Because like I said, A, they say that movie is wild, and B, I know it has a lot of gore in it. You know what I'm saying? But they say that movie is like pretty damn is pretty damn. But it is. They say it is wild. You know what I'm saying? So I was just trying to see had you seen it because, but like I said,
Mm-mm.
it's on that movie channel, and I don't have that, and I don't feel like signing up for no most stuff. So you know.
So what about? Have you seen the ads for
Yeah.
weapons?
Unfortunately, when it came out, you know what I'm saying, I had a surgery, so I didn't get a chance to go. So I'm just waiting for it to land on whatever streaming service is gonna land before I see
It's
it.
it's on
Oh, it's on
Prime.
Prime? Okay, I
It's on
might check it
Prime.
out this weekend.
Okay, so then maybe we can review
Yeah. Okay, we can
weapons.
talk about weapons because a lot of people said some
Hmm.
good. Have you seen it yet?
I haven't
Okay.
seen it, but I've heard everybody is saying it's like a
Yeah.
perfect
And
horror
I would.
movie. But you know how
Yeah.
that goes, because I have been fooled
Yeah, I was
before.
going, like I said, I had seen the commercials. Although the commercials had me confused as fuck, I was like, I think I'm gonna go to the movie to see this, and then everything went to hell, and so I didn't get a chance to go. So, but I did say I was going, catch it on whenever it comes out on whatever service it comes out on. So
Hmm.
now that I know that it's out
But
on
it's a two
Prime,
hours though.
huh?
It's two
It's all right.
hours and some
It don't
change.
matter how long it is. If you watching it on your couch, you can pause that motherfucker, go use the restroom, grab you a drink, and come back and keep on trucking. You know, all that time length.
Like I said, I'm gonna
Yeah,
watch
that
it.
time length is just
I'm
for
definitely
when
gonna
you're in
watch
the
it.
theaters, when you just stuck in there. You
Yeah, like
know, yeah,
Alexander.
you know what I'm saying. It's like
That was that was
I
3 hours,
believe it
wasn't
was. I believe it was.
it?
It
God.
felt longer. Yeah, like I said, I don't
Yeah.
mind what I've seen plenty of 3 hour movies. Like I said, Avengers, those were 3 hour movies, perfectly fine. That movie,
Lord of
that
the
movie
Rings.
right there, and once again, that was one of those disappointing movies. We just knew that was gonna be a good ass movie. We was in the theater like, man, this is gonna be a good ass movie, and you're like, man, when the
Hmm.
hell is this movie gonna end? Like, god damn.
Yeah, you had all the characters. Like, oh, it's got Angelina
Yeah,
Jolie, Colin
yeah,
Farrell. This is gonna be a great
yeah.
movie. And what's his name? Who
Ridley
directed?
Scott, I think, was it?
No,
Oliver
Oliver
Stone. Yeah,
Stone.
there you go. I know
We were like
it was
Oliver
some big that it
Stone.
was like, yeah, we was hyped up. We was like, man, this movie's gonna be awesome.
This is gonna be good. This is gonna be a great movie. Oliver
Yeah, Oliver
Stone.
Stone,
Oliver
Angelina
Stone.
Jolie, Colin Farrell, you know what I'm saying? Some old history shit that you know what I'm saying we secretly be geeking on. Like, man, this movie's gonna be awesome. And man, we walked out of that theater like,
Yeah.
what? I want my money back. I want money.
Look, when Angelina's character started speaking
Mm-hmm.
in that accent,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't know if it was Russian,
It changed.
but it
It
definitely
changed
wasn't.
every word. Every
Yeah,
every third word was a new accent.
it was a new
Mm-hmm.
accent. But Angelina was Colin Farrell's
Mm-hmm.
mother, but in real life, they're a couple
Yeah.
years apart. And Angelina, they did not like age
No,
her.
she
She
was
looks
Angelina
like
as Angelina. Yeah.
Angelina Jolie, just in Roman
Yeah.
clothes. But that's supposed to be Colin
Yeah.
Farrell's mother.
And once again, they about the same
No,
age.
no
Yeah.
aging.
No
The
makeup.
same age.
No
No aging.
nothing. Just
Nothing. No
raw
gray
ass
hair.
Angelina and raw ass Colin Farrell.
I'm
Yeah. So you bring it back bad memories. I'm gonna have PTSD. I ain't gonna be able to sleep tonight thinking about that goddamn movie. Like
I'm
there is a
sorry. I'm
burning
sorry.
hatred in my body for that movie because, like I said, I once again that's one of those disappointments that you're like, God, wait, how did this turn out so bad?
So what would be more disappointing? That one or Godfather
That one,
3?
Alexander's more disappointing. I don't think I went in with any expectation for Godfather's 3, so you know, uh, so yeah. I didn't go in with any expect. I think that was the big thing. I think it was the expectation for Alexander to be good. Because, like I said, it had the
Mm-hmm.
blueprints of being a good ass movie.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? It had actors
And
that we
I felt
like.
that,
It was made by a director that we
yep,
like. You know what I'm saying?
with a proven
With a
track
proven
record.
track record. We just knew it was going to, like I said, it's on some geeky shit. You know what I'm saying? We just knew we were going to like that movie.
Mm-hmm.
That was going to be our movie.
It was gonna be better than
Yeah.
Gladiator.
Yeah. And because the
That's but
commercials even made this shit look good. You know what I'm saying? Like the fighting and
mm-hmm.
shit. None of that shit is in the movie. Like, technically, yes, it's in the movie, but it ain't
But
like
it
that.
don't make sense.
It ain't like that. It man,
It's a whole lot of talking, a whole lot of
man,
talking,
man, you bringing up some
and
bad memories,
looking.
man. I ain't gonna be able to sleep tonight.
I'm sorry,
I'm gonna have to
but
drink myself to sleep tonight. Thanks, Miracle.
hey, you could always look at Twilight with dude shining in the
Yeah,
sunlight, his skin's diamonds.
twinkling ass
This is the
vampire.
skin of a killer. This is the skin of a killer.
Mhm. But hey, man, no joke. I actually like that dude now as an actor. I mean, we rip on him, but like every movie that he's done since then is it's been a banger.
Yeah, yeah. Now, what's her name?
Yeah,
The one whose face
yeah.
never
Oh
moves.
no, she always have a mouth open. That's the thing. What I'm saying, she
Yeah,
always had like her mouth just like the whole time. It's like, bitch, close your mouth, man. This is the wrong time to have your mouth open. You know what I'm saying?
she just stares with her mouth
Yeah, she
open.
stares with her mouth open all the time. And it's like, man, man, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I like that Robert Pattinson dude. I just recently watched that Mickey 17. That was pretty good. You know what I'm saying? I liked him as the Batman. I was impressed.
Hey,
Yeah.
speaking of
Uh-huh.
Batman, what is more disappointing? Um, Alexander or Batman versus Superman?
I'm gonna go with Alexander. I'm still going with Alexander. And like you just don't know how much that one cuts my soul. Like I could sit here in dog out Batman v Superman, but and I was disappointed like everybody else. But man, but because like I said, once again, I think it was the geek in me that got disappointed. Because, like I said, Alexander's some geeky shit. Like, that's not something that you just sit there and brag. Like, we're talking to each other on the internet because we both know what happened in that movie. You know, the circumstances behind us watching that movie. Normal people
Hmm.
ain't getting geeked up about Alexander, but two big ass nerds going like, yeah, man, we gonna see Alexander. We ready to see this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
so the disappointment in the geek in me is the thing that really hurts my heart. Like I said, the Superman and Batman stuff, like that's watching a bad movie, and you'll get over that. But like I said, going into a movie thinking it's gonna be really good, and then it's just like totally terrible. This isn't it's so bad it's good.
Hmm.
It is just bad, bad, and it had no
Yeah,
reason to be that bad. And I'm not even saying
like
like, yo,
really.
if you hadn't seen this movie, check it out to see how bad it is. Like, no, stay away from that movie. Like, pretend that we ain't even had this conversation about that movie. Because I don't even want y'all to go and
Yeah,
watch that movie just to see, like, hey, maybe Mike, it's not as bad as Mike think. Like, no, it is bad as Mike think.
it's that bad. It's actually
Yeah,
worse. The way that we're describing, it's not even as bad as it is to
yeah.
watch it.
Mm.
3
It's
hours
three
of
hours
nothing.
of nothing. Like I said, you would
Nothing.
think that. Tr-
3 hours of zero.
Man, I'm gonna have to drink myself to sleep
and
tonight. Thanks, Miracle.
they lightly hinted at the bisexual,
Hmm.
stuff. But they had Jared Leto, and he had some very beautiful eye makeup.
I
So
forgot he was in there, but that
he was very
explains a
pretty.
lot. Because I had this discussion with Jada,
Hmm.
and I was like, "Hey, you know what I'm saying? That's because we was talking about actors who play themselves. We was talking about like what I'm saying Samuel L. Jackson and uh
Hmm.
and
The
The
Rock.
Rock and Kevin Hart and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, but I like those dudes, even though I know that they just play themselves. But I was like, the person that I really just hate is like I see this motherfucker in the movie and I just automatically hate that movie. It's Jared Leto. So when I saw that goddamn Tron trailer, I can't even watch it. I
See,
can't even watch it.
those of us that grew up in the 90s remember Jared Leto from my so-called life.
Yeah,
And he was He was Jordan
I remember
Catalano.
Jared Leto as ruining every single movie that I've seen him in. That's where I remember Jared Leto. I don't think I've seen a Jared Leto movie that he was in that I could say like, "Hey man, that movie was all right." No, there's not one. There is not
I mean,
one.
I hear that he messed up the
Yeah, he
Joker.
messed up the Joker. You know what I'm saying? And like, I don't like that dude. I don't like I said, I can't watch. I was halfway interested in watching the new Tron movie. Nope, can't do it now. Can't do it now.
It
Nope,
may not be bad.
can't do it.
We have
No.
to watch it because we sat to the other Tron
And
one.
guess what? You know what happened in the other Tron movie, right? I fell asleep at the end, and to this day, I do not know what the last 15 minutes of that last Tron movie, what happens in the last 15 minutes of that last Tron movie. Your boy fell asleep, and I was like, you know what? I don't even care. And I have Disney Plus, and I still don't know what happened in the last 15 minutes of that movie. And now that I know that Jared Leto's in this new one, zero fucks given. Zero fucks given.
I am not that against
I
Jared
am.
Leto.
I
I
like I
don't.
said, everybody has that actor that they just truly hate. Like even for like no legitimate reason, but you just really hate. Like this is me being Miracle on Jared Leto. You know what I'm saying? Like I just hate that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
And who do I hate that's unwarranted?
Do I need to make look? It would be easier for me to tell the people that you don't hate that ain't warranted than it is to make that list. You know what I'm saying?
Name me two
Uh,
people.
Beyonce number one. Who else? I mean, there's tons of them. Like I said, right now it's late. I can't do, but I promise you, I say somebody's name and I hear a tirade about them like you ain't never heard tirade before. You know what I'm saying? But I know Beyonce. Those
Really?
those those rants stick with me to this day. So I know you are a Beyonce hater. You won't pee on that
I
girl
am
if
not a
she was on
hater.
fire.
No, I'm not that heartless.
Uh
I would want her to pee on me,
huh.
because she's a billionaire and all.
uh,
But
but
yeah, um,
but
I don't care for Beyonce,
yeah, and I'm
no,
pretty.
but I won't say that she can't
Yeah, you know
sing.
what I'm saying.
She's just contrived, and
I
she
didn't say
is
anything about a singing
derivative.
talent. I just said you just don't like the girl. Just like I'm not sitting here. Well, no, I am saying this. I think he's a horrible actor too. I don't think that he ruins movies because I just don't like him. I think he's a horrible actor, and that like people who ask him to be in his movie ought to go back and watch all of his other movies and explain to me why the fuck y'all think this guy is even a halfway decent actor because the motherfucker can't act.
Yes, he can.
Name one movie. One. One. You can't
Let
do
me
it.
Google it real quick.
Uh, you can pull up your IMDb,
Let me.
whatever. I'll give you a moment. I'll go ahead and rant for a little while you go ahead and pull up your IMDb, and I promise you, you ain't gonna find not one movie on that list that he done been in that you gonna say like, "Hey, this movie was alright." Like, no, it was terrible, and he was one of the main reasons why it was terrible.
Okay, let's see. American Psycho.
Damn, he was in that one. Shit. Okay.
He was he was Paul Allen.
Damn. Okay. That one. That's the exception
Okay.
that proves the rule. Okay, that's the exception that proves the rule.
Urban Legend.
Which one was that? Oh no, no.
The
I know which one that is. No, no.
No. Okay. Girl Interrupted. That's a
All
good one.
right, that one's all right. But that's mainly because of Angelina. So
Okay. He was in Fight Club.
damn, he was in Fight Club. Who was he in Fight Club?
Hold on, let me see who was in
That
Fight Club.
motherfucker must have had the briefest appearance of ever in Fight Club, because I have zero.
Oh, remember, he was the handsome one that
Oh, that was him that he beat up.
that
He
was
beat the
Jared
shit out
that
of.
he beat up.
Maybe that's why.
That's
That's
him.
why that movie is so great, because you actually beat the shit out of that motherfucker. So yes, there you go. There you go.
He was in Requiem for a Dream.
I have mixed feelings on that.
Okay, Phone Booth.
See, like I said, you be talking about movies that I barely remember. Who was he in Phone Booth?
I'm
It was
just,
like two people in that
I'm,
whole entire movie, and he ain't the guy in the booth.
he was.
He was pizza delivery boy number 3.
Let me see. Jared was.
Yeah. Like I said, he had the most no-name
Who
part in
was
that
it?
whole entire movie. Like I said, when you talk about, like I said, any movie that he's been in, that he's played Jared Leto, I hate. Okay, that'll be the rule right there. Every movie that he plays Jared Leto in, I hate. Like I said, all the movies that I actually like, he got like, either I don't know that motherfucker's in it, or you know, it's the one movie that you know what I'm saying, the exception to the rule.
I don't know who, because I'm looking at all the
Right.
characters.
Like that, like I said, it's only 3 motherfuckers in that whole entire movie. It's the guy in the booth. That's Colin Farrell, Michael Sutherland, and Keith
Kiefer
Sutherland,
Sutherland,
and the motherfucking cop. Like, who else is in that movie? It's only like 3 people
Forrest
in that
Whitaker,
whole entire movie.
Katie Holmes is in it.
Katie Holmes was in that movie. Like, how the hell they be sneaky
Yeah.
motherfuckers in that movie? Once again, that's pizza girl number 2.
Katie Holmes was
Maybe that
whom?
was his
Pamela
wife. Was that
McFadden.
his wife? Because I think like there was like flashbacks for him with his wife or something like that in that movie.
I'm gonna be honest, I do
Yeah,
not
that's what I'm saying.
remember.
That movie was Colin Farrell in a phone booth for 90 minutes. So like I said, I don't know where they pulling all these other actors out of their asses with. Cause like I said,
They
it was
were
three
there.
motherfuckers in that whole entire movie, and they ain't in that movie. They lying. I'm saying they lying.
All these people were in the
No,
movie.
they lying. They
All of
padding the
these people were
stats.
in phone
I
booth.
think that's what that is. They padding the stats on that movie.
This is saying the cast in credits
Mm-hmm.
in
Yeah.
order. But I don't see Jared Leto on here, so I'm
Mm.
confused. Oh, it
Yeah.
don't matter.
Like I said, he must have had the briefest of. You can
He was in Justice League.
Yeah, okay. Once again, a movie I hated.
Oh, he was in
Yeah, he
Joke.
was
He
the
was
Joker
Joker.
in it. Yeah.
Never mind. He was in The Little Things with Denzel.
A movie that until you just said that, I had forgot I had even watched.
Morbius.
Once again, zoom the camera out so you can see this. God damn it.
Okay, and then he was in Haunted
Once
Mansion.
again, who's seen that movie? Who?
I know. Okay.
One
Suicide Squad.
Joker again. We've already established that one.
He's in Blade Runner.
What, 2044? Yeah. Okay,
Yep.
once again. Yeah. I mean, like I said, that's a movie that I don't really like. I'm gonna be the movie snob and be like, you know what? I didn't like that movie. It was too slow. It was too dumb. like I said, the twist wasn't worth it. Fuck that movie. And fuck Jared Leto. See, once again, I think you take him out of there because he was that fucking doctor, right? Yeah, take him out of that movie. Maybe it's a halfway decent movie, but no. Blade Runner
Oh,
2044 is not
Jared
a
was
good
in.
movie, and
He
Jared
was
Leto's
in
still a piece of
Thin
shit,
Red
huh?
Line. Jared Leto was in Thin Red
I hadn't
Line.
seen that one.
Oh, okay. So I mean, he's been in some decent ones, and he's been in some
Okay, but like I
snoozers.
said, I bet you ain't not like even when you say, "Hey, Mike, so and so was bad," you know what I'm saying. But once again, you know what I'm saying, you say, "Hey, what was the movie that I was like, damn on he was actually in?" You know what I'm saying? You're not saying like, "Oh yeah, the movie was good because of him in it." You know what I'm saying? You're like,
No,
damn, I barely remembered him in it.
Jared is not strong enough as an actor to carry
He
a
ain't strong
major
enough as an actor
movie.
to be in movies, let alone starring one. Hell, I'm a better actor than him.
I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna go. I'm
I'm
not gonna
gonna
go
go
that
that
far.
far.
I'm gonna say he is. I guess I just have some nostalgia love for Jared because he was Jordan Catalano on My So-Called Life. And it was a wonderful show that was canceled
Don't
too
care.
soon.
Do not care.
Jared Leto and Claire Danes. I was
Don't
there.
care.
Love it.
Don't care.
I, I can see if I can find it on YouTube. Because I watch all of the puppet shows, Making the Band, all of them on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
And I never really watched it back in the day. And looking back at that stuff
Yeah.
now, it was some disturbing
Yeah,
stuff
but
going
you
on.
looking at it through 2025 or whenever time you watch the eyes. When you was watching it back then, that shit was perfectly fine. Like, hell yeah, we gonna goddamn mistreat all these motherfuckers because don't y'all want that paycheck? You know, exploiting
I mean,
motherfuckers was the
I
thing back in the 90s.
yeah, and having your manager be also P Diddy's
Mm-hmm.
manager,
Yeah.
like you work for Bad Boy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's who you want to be your manager.
Once again, you look through 2025 eyes. But you talking about 1993 eyes? Shit, yeah.
It was it was 2000s,
Even
Mike.
still, you know what I'm saying?
It was
The
like
the the freak offs
2008.
hadn't started
During the
just yet.
flavor of
You know what I'm saying?
I think the freak offs have been
Well,
well
maybe they were
underway.
just not getting started. They were still young in their infancy. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he learned everything from Andrew
Yeah,
Harrell,
Andre. Yeah,
Andre Harrell.
yeah,
So I think there's been lots of
yeah.
freak offs with Andre and with Clive
Mhm,
Davis,
mhm,
not Clive Barker, Clive Davis.
mhm. But yeah,
Oh, speaking of Clive Barker, did you see the new Hellraiser that came out like last year, year before last? It was a woman that was
didn't we
Pinhead.
just have this discussion? No, I hadn't seen it. Wasn't on the thing. I didn't have the thing when it came out.
Well, you need to see it.
Like I said, I'm still stick.
It's
I
it's
I I
not bad.
I
It's
tell you
not
what,
bad.
if I have some free time, maybe I'll check it out. But like I said,
It's not bad, but it's not.
hmm
But Clive is been involved in that one because it was closer to the Hellbound Heart
yeah,
story that Hellraiser was based on.
hmm
So if Clive is with it, I'm
yeah.
with
All
it.
right.
Yeah, I love me some Clive Barker and what's his name, H.R. Giger, the alien
Yeah.
creator.
Well, I will put it on my list. It'll be on my list.
All right, but we'll plan. We're gonna do the remainder of the series, and then we're gonna plan on doing weapons.
Okay. Because, like I said, a movie that I actually do want to see. So yeah.
Yeah. And then I'll do some of the shitty bad ones
I don't know.
myself.
Maybe I might join in for You know what I'm saying? To put my little 2 cents in, It'll give me a reason so you can say, like, hey, have you seen this shitty ass horror movie before? It'll give me an excuse to be like, yeah, I saw it because you wanted me to see it.
Hmm. Well, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and
All
kick
right.
it. And I again appreciate you for
Yeah, no
coming up.
problem.
And I had a great time.
As we always do. But yeah.
Well, all right, pimping. I'm gonna just remove
All
you from the
righty then.
screen.
Y'all have a good night, y'all.
All right, y'all. I want to thank everybody for coming through this evening and all the people who spoke in the chat, and then all of my what is it? Y'all gonna be my rewatch people. Make sure you like and share the stream, and also leave a comment because I do enjoy talking to you guys. And also, you can put in the comments of any movies or anything that you would like me to talk about. All right, and so the last thing that I'm going to say is drums, please.
Drums, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have had a great time tonight. We have truly enjoyed ourselves, and we would like to thank you for being a part of the show and coming to visit this platform. Live on YouTube, Auntie Miracle B. Make sure you come back, because it's all the way live each and every time. Auntie